Qapla!
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Caroga. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember the 50 waitresses of a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Here to make war, we surrender. Both good, important things are needed to be.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. And the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a seaport planet. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. That means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest. With a special pride never written before. Or Singh's tall word, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Esri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird O' Prey 5 channel. Hail Caroga.
Hello world, it's Bird O' Prey 5, Qapla, and welcome to Sinema Saturday for May 29th, 2021. I'm so sorry we missed last Saturday. Well, we did do a Dear Bob last Saturday, but this is our first Sinema Saturday in 2 weeks. And so in order to mark the special occasion, I figured let's do Wrath of Khan Director's Cut, which we have never done on this channel before. We did do the Wrath of Khan way back in the beginning when we started with the original 6 Star Trek films. But the Director's Cut is new to us, to me, and figured we'd give it a chance, give it a shot. I'd like to welcome up to the panel with me is Resolute Germ. Welcome.
Hello.
Commodore Ty, Qapla.
Hello.
And Captain Trek. Hail, Captain Trek.
Hail on Caroga.
Of course. And we may get more people as
it's Richie Poole's mom's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Richie Poole's mom. Yay. So Josh Street is the first comment I see, and he says, who would you want as an enemy, Foley Khan or Joker Foley? I assume meaning Captain Foley of Trek Yards. I guess I'd go with Foley Khan, since he would also suffer from two-dimensional thinking.
The anti-tricker's in the chat. He asks you to check your Skype, Bird.
Oh, Anti-Trigger ended his stream, huh? Hello, Anti-Trigger. I didn't realize. I am sorry. I thought you were still streaming, so I did not send over the link, but there you go. Be happy to have you on the panel. And Josh Street says, Bird! Welcome, Josh Street. Richie Pools is finally the return of Kristen Sinema Saturday. A question of Trek says, he tests me. He tests me. And I shall have him. I think it says, he tasks me, doesn't he?
He tasks me.
Yeah.
Yeah, task. And welcome to the stream.
Hey.
Piece of poop.
Well, that is true.
How are you doing today, Anti-Tracker?
Not too bad. I'm hanging in there, all things considered. This crazy thing with the pain is like just, yeah, it sucks, but hopefully after they do the lumbar puncture, they'll have an idea what it is, and we can move forward with a treatment of some kind.
I am so happy you are getting a lumbar puncture, not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel really bad, and I
can
will
tell.
send you the good vibes and best
think,
wishes.
Bird sent you a link.
Who? Oh, Jedi Bill, you should have your link.
Yeah, it's in the
Twitter.
Jedi Bill group chat.
Oh, I sent it to the group chat instead. Okay,
Yeah, it's
well,
in the group chat.
Either way, you'll still get it, Jedi Bill. I missent it, but that's fine. What we got here? Richie Poole says, "Isn't this a story about the downfall of Bird Noonien Singh, the Carogan God Emperor and absolute ruler of a quarter of our world during the 1990s?" It could be related. Richie Poole says, "Boy, Bird had a lot more hair back then." Well, it was genetically enhanced hair. John DeMarco says, "I'll chase him round the mines of orphans, round the Carogan maelstrom, and around perdition's flames before I give him up." And I know I didn't do that justice.
That is true.
Yeah.
Question of Track says, "Yay," because we just started. John DeMarco says, "Greetings, everyone." Question of Track says, "It's starting." Mago says, "Hail, everyone. Hail, Caroga." Hail, Mako.
Jedi. The link is in your group, Jedi Bill 797 Class Act. Classy Act. Jedi Bill's Class Act.
And if you could just send, if you can't get it, if somebody could just send him the link directly on Twitter, I'd appreciate it. Though he should be able to get it.
Yeah, it's Jedi Bill 797's Class Acts. That's where the link is sent.
Dee Myers says, "Greetings and hello." Hello, Dee Myers. Family and I are doing well enough. Springtime says, "Bird of Prey, don't worry. The time travel known as gay fawns had safely returned to 1954 and is back with his many-man biker gang." I have no idea what that's about.
Huh? What?
Definitely sounds Carogan, but...
Springtime says, "Bird of Prey, don't worry. The time traveler known as the Gay Fonz has safely returned to 1954 and is back with his manly man biker gang and had started a new wave of crime and death all over the country." And welcome, Jedi Bill, to the panel.
Hey, thank you.
And welcome, Mr. CCDV, to the panel.
Hey. Sorry I'm late. I had a bit of a Wi-Fi problem. I'll fix it.
Not a problem.
Well, we discovered on my live stream earlier today that 50 years from now, we'll find out that Wi-Fi turned everybody gay.
That's what the Lundells.
And we found out Professor Brainy Specs.
Hey.
And an early happy birthday.
Thank
to
you.
Professor Brainy Specs.
I appreciate that.
Who was able to grace us with his presence on this Saturday.
How old are you now?
Saturday.
85 years old now?
No, 953.
Oh, 953. Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
yes.
He's on the verge of a new regeneration.
And thank you for the $2 super chat. Mercer Creates and says, "We cannot escape on auxiliary power." Yes, that's quite true.
And question: never seen the director's cut.
Good. It'll be a first.
Have you seen it, Bird?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it twice. Once a long time ago, I got it on DVD, and then like a week ago, when I bought a digital copy on Amazon.
I don't think I've seen the director's cut either, but I've seen the riff tracks version.
Well, the director's cut actually has some of the stuff in it I really like the Peter Preston stuff, which is Scotty's nephew, whose part was almost completely cut out of the theatrical release.
Yeah.
Except basically his death scene was the only thing they kept.
Yeah, they took out all the reasons why Scotty cared about him so much.
Right.
Yeah.
So I like that. I think that the alternate takes they do on regular one was meh. Some hit, some miss. But
the only real improvement is the Scotty's nephew.
I would say that's the biggest thing for
It's
sure.
the only reason to watch this particular cut, I feel. It's just to get
And which is the cut
story.
where they or is it just a deleted scene with the whole thing about Saavik being half Romulan?
That never got recorded.
That never.
No, it was recorded. I've seen the footage, but I think it's just a deleted scene.
It wasn't.
That seems really unnecessary, though. I mean,
yeah,
really.
Well, the idea was to establish why Saavik reacted a little more emotionally than a typical Vulcan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, and they're going to do the same thing with T'Pol in Enterprise Season 5, which never happened.
I thought it was just because Kirstie Alley was a bad actress.
Well, that's
I don't know what movie you watched. This launched her career.
It did, and she did.
I don't think Kirstie Alley was bad.
Robin Curtis.
Have you seen the legend of film that is Look Who's Talking? I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay, yeah, you win.
Big Daddy
only Bird of
John
Prey 5
Bamford.
can say that unironically.
No, I'm not. I'm being honest.
Oh, Mercer also has said that they get rid of Spock's fascinating line as they make their way up to the bridge when Kirk tells him about his son.
Mm. There's a few changes. There was also an ABC TV cut of the film that had some little differences.
Yeah,
But
it's more like the director's cut from what I heard.
well, we'll see it shortly.
It's had to have been 30 years since I've seen the TV cut.
So, Big Daddy-O John Bamford says, Qapla, Big Daddy-O.
Yeah, hey, Big Daddy-O, what's going on, man?
Josh
Happy day
says,
to you.
go over to the Bird screening room to watch along with the Bird O' Prey 5, only while Bird O' Prey 5 is streaming the movie at https://www.birdoprey5.com/SR. And yes, that is it. If you don't have your own copy of the director's cut, then I strongly suggest you head over to the screening room. The link is at the bottom of the video. And when we're ready to play, it will start playing. And
You could always just save the link as a favorite.
Yeah,
in the taskbar.
but that's not going to help people who don't have it already.
Oh, good point. Okay, yeah,
but
you're
for the
right.
people that do
I'm
have
sorry.
it, or
If you have saved it as a favorite, then just use
But
that.
yeah, if you save it as a favorite, you got to be careful not to go there when it's not Sinema Saturday, because if you go at an odd time, you might see some she-mail action.
No, this is
No,
Quite possible.
entirely
Quite
different.
possible.
Yeah, I almost got into that, so I'm like,
Yeah.
No, anti-tracker. This is what you'll see every time you're in the screening room. Your favorite film, First Contact.
yeah.
That's what you'll
Anti-Jacker's
see.
favorite film.
Yes, your favorite film in the whole wide world.
If it's his favorite film, why did he say he hated it?
He was being ironic.
Is that what it was?
I don't know. I'm trying to help you here.
That's
Indie Tiger with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Indie Tiger. Indie Tiger says, I just found out the old SF show called Star Lost on YouTube, an arc of biospheres in space, Keir Duella stars in the show. Kind of interesting.
Keir Dullea, the guy from 2001.
Ah, very cool.
It means to bluff, and as
Thank
we
you,
all
Indie
know,
Tiger.
Sorry, I love the Princess Bride. And besides, I don't go to the.
Big Daddy says Bird of Prey to be or not to be the director's cut. In this, we're being the director's cut.
Yeah.
I don't go to the screening room off hours because I don't want to see the live cams of Caroga orphans in the mines.
And this is again not true. There's nothing.
It's more common to see the she-males, but yeah.
There's nothing playing in the screening room when I'm not.
Oh dear God!
Live streaming.
No, that's wrong, Bird. That's wrong.
John Street says, remember to put at Bird of Prey 5 in. Keep Bird of Prey 5 awake while Bird of Prey 5 streams. Make sure to put at Bird of Prey 5 in your comments. So Bird of Prey 5 will read your Bird of Prey 5 comments and not fall asleep like Bird of Prey loves to do. So yeah, once the movie starts for sure, in fact, even at this point, if you want me to read your comment, be sure you put at Bird of Prey 5 in.
Right, because he will be asleep in approximately 10 minutes.
Yeah, because that's what Josh Street says. With the big panel, it's making it easier for Bird of Prey to fall asleep as soon
It
as
is. I mean, in all honesty, in about 10 minutes, I'm probably going to take a nap for 5 or 15 minutes.
All he's going to hear is,
we won't get through the Kobayashi Maru.
No, I'll wait till we see Saavik in her robe. Then I'm going to take a nap.
Saavik's going to show up in her robe, and you're suddenly here.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll give you that one.
Come back in a few minutes. Mers says, Bird of Prey got rid of Spock's fascinating. Ah, yes. We read that. John Street says, with the big panel. Yep, we just read that. Cool. So we're pretty much caught up. Yeah. John Street says, anti-tracker, the she-male action is only on after Bird of Prey streams. So every day he forgot to turn off his... No.
Absolutely true.
No.
Dan23 says, Bird of Prey, one difference in versions of this film is the scene where they make their way to the bridge from the transporter room. Yes, I believe that was brought up. Thank you, Dan. And John reads his Bird screening room and puts in the link again. And Essay Callum says, hi, I am alive.
Okay.
Qapla Essay. And John Iraqi with a $1 super chat. Thank you, John Iraqi. Greatly appreciated. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this movie started because it is almost 2 hours long with the extra few minutes. Mm-hmm. And so
it's like 3 minutes longer than the theatrical.
Yeah.
Oh, how are we going to tolerate that?
Dan says, Bird of Prey, what do you think of the transporting scenes where people can talk or move as they're being?
Bird likes anything that has the word trans in it.
I'd say it's an inconsistency throughout the entire Star Trek universe. It works sometimes. I'd prefer to see people become absolutely still during transport, but I get it. It's an artistic decision.
Yeah. Big Daddy O'John, that's supposed to be let slip the director's
and
cut.
Yes, yeah. Josh Street, I am on live chat, though I'm not going to read every comment.
He's not going to read any comment.
I did put my link in the chat for people to hopefully subscribe to my channel. And for those that to double check to make sure you're still subscribed, because YouTube's been acting up and there's been some people that have subbed to my channel that are no longer subbed.
Okay, so let's head on over to the screening room. Now I will do a countdown. Hopefully I put in the link correctly, and hopefully the movie will start. if you are if you're on the panel, please make sure you have headphones or mute your mic so you don't get the movie audio coming back through the system.
Or crank it up.
Okay. Where's the play? There it is.
Yes. Bird O' Prey 5. Genius at work.
5, 4, 3,
8, 7,
2,
12,
9,
42,
7.
7.
So it's currently playing raw video. Bert, I think you got the wrong camera on.
I think it's the right camera.
Yeah.
Paramount Pictures presents.
I love the intro theme music. It's great theme music.
It's great theme music.
Yeah.
I think this has the best soundtrack for pretty much any track.
Well, unlike, even though you hate it, First Contact does have some good.
The same composer composed Die Hard.
James Horn.
Well, yeah, he also did Aliens, which is funny because there's some sequences in Aliens which you can tell is the same sequence as Wrath of Khan because he composed both in the same year.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. They were also going to try to get him to do Star Trek 6, but he declined.
Indy Tiger is throwing out unusual numbers.
Yeah, and?
I use 11 in everything that I do. I have $11 in my account.
Who the hell is B.B. Birch?
That's Dr. Marcus.
Who the hell is Merritt Burtick? Oh, David.
David.
Jeez, man, are you not reading the freaking credits?
Well, why don't they put the names of everybody under them?
They are.
You know everyone else. You don't need to know who DeForest Kelly
Who the
is.
hell is Ricardo Montalban?
God.
Dean Ruby, what, Barry? Is that a cereal?
Oh, dear God.
I'd like a big bowl of Gene Roddenberry, please.
What's a Roddenberry taste like?
Very much like a Rottenberry.
It's like boysenberry without the seeds.
Where's Zimmerman? I love Zimmerman. I mean, when I was a kid, every time I would go to a Star Trek film, when Zimmerman's name popped up in the credits, I was the only one cheering.
John DeMarco makes a good point. If you listen to the end of the credits of The Rocketeer, the ending is almost identical to the ending of the credits in Star Trek II for the music.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah, it really is.
That would be an interesting question for a question of track.
Dan 23.
Third century, gosh.
Man, CGI is so fake.
One thing confusing about people in this film is energized defense field and what exactly it does. That's a good question.
Well, what it doesn't do is turn on the shields. We know that much.
Exactly.
But I love the fact that, and even in the director's edition, there's no difference, that there's a completely screwed up line of dialogue that's still in the final release when Kirstie Alley gets the technical problems of going into a nebula backwards. And nobody ever caught it in the entire production of the film. She says that all the discharging static electricity clouds their tactical display and visual won't function. But what we see in the nebula is tactical won't function and the visual display is clouded.
Big deal. Mm-hmm. It's just a fucking movie. Enjoy the fucking
You know what?
Besides, who's actually
Are you
listening
not
to
a
what
Trekkie?
Kirstie Alley says?
You know
what we do.
It's fucking make-believe. Yes, I enjoy Trek, but I know
Well,
it's
shut up!
fucking make-believe. I
It's
don't
a lot-
get out bent out of shape over this shit. I just
Who's been out of shape?
A lot like
take a
Khan
pill.
knowing who Chekhov is, right? Like Khan
exactly.
never met
That's something that
Chekhov.
always bugged me was that, how could he have known who Chekhov was when Chekhov wasn't even on the ship?
It's because
How do we know that? How do we know that?
Well,
whoever wrote the script said he knew Chekhov.
Thank you,
So shut up.
Arabic Sonder, for the $1 super chat.
Oh,
Mr.
my
Lundell,
goodness.
you need to change your tampon, man.
Oh, don't even go
How do
there.
we know? 'Cause it wasn't hired.
I've seen that
They was
picture of you
shot.
after surgery. Don't go there.
That's how.
Shields are up.
Chekhov made him wait for the bathroom.
Yeah, I
Good
love
one,
that
John
story,
DeMarco.
Well, that's something Walter Koenig said in an interview when they said, how do you explain this? And he said, well, his story is that Chekhov was a lower officer. He hadn't made it to the bridge crew, and he stunk up the bathroom right before Khan had to go in there. And so remember that right when Khan says, "But you."
Qapla, super blubber puss.
Well, the shields must be super weak. It only took a couple shots to knock them down.
Big deal. It's make believe. Come on, Mr. Lundell, go ahead.
Sometimes you just have to ignore him.
Oh, so you just get mad when I say something. Okay, got it. Just want to make sure I understand. So anybody else nitpicks and you're okay with it. Gotcha.
No, I do them the same way. Just ask them.
I have not Arabic.
And there is Kirk looking his most self-righteous ever.
And he says Klingons don't take prisoners, but in 4 movies,
They
he's
take
going to be
prisoners.
prisoners of the Klingons.
No.
Well,
not
but
even
of course,
in
what's
the
funny is that in the next movie, how dare you take prisoners is a line he says.
No, but in the next movie, you have Kirk say, but today I wanted prisoners.
He could be speaking out of jest right here.
Well, then maybe you're not so smart, are you? See, I do think it's interesting. Like, you look at her, it's subtly you can tell she's kind of pissed off at the way that Kirk is grilling her, but there's no explanation for it without that deleted scene.
And yes,
It means you're old, Uhura. That's what it means.
yes.
It's like, I love that. What's that supposed to be?
Aren't you
I'm
dead?
young. Let me do my fan dance, everybody.
At the time they filmed this, they were in their 4th decade of doing Star Trek.
Yeah.
They were in their 4th decade.
Well,
it was only the 3rd decade.
Yeah,
60 to 80. Yeah, 3rd decade.
And
But you have to admit that Uhura was hot even when she did the fan dance.
I'm not saying Uhura looked bad for her age, but I mean, asking what is that supposed to mean? It means you're old. I mean, that's what it means.
That's what I'm coming to grips with. I have to wear glasses now. Ugh.
Oh, you poor guy.
Bradley, why are you hiding Super Blubberpuss? Super Blubberpuss. I don't know what happened. Bradley, I don't know what's going on. Maybe you're accidentally deleting and hiding people, I hope. Son of a bitch.
And Mercer's correct. Vulcans do have emotions.
Well, that's true, but they don't display them. And especially like if Saavik was a full-blooded Vulcan, which is kind of what we're left to believe up until, without the deleted scene, a full-blooded Vulcan would be embarrassed in the way that she presented herself there.
That makes no sense at all.
Why have you not watched Star Trek like ever?
I mean,
have you seen Enterprise?
The whole.
Well, Enterprise was kind of a retcon with the Vulcans, but
the whole full-blooded
Vulcan,
thing,
but she's still very young.
For example, here's an example: is that in the Savage Curtain, which does predate this, so it would be canon at this point. When Spock meets Surak, you hardly notice. I mean, Spock had a slight look of surprise on his face, and he had to apologize to Surak for displaying such raw emotion.
No problem, Bradley Briggs. It's all it's fixed.
And Eastland's in the chat. Hello, Eastland.
Why would he apologize to the one person that began the trend?
Don't worry, Super Blood, because you didn't offend any of us.
Well, that was Surak's response, was that the cause was sufficient, and so that he forgave him for his display. But then he immediately said, "Let's not speak of it again because it's so embarrassing." And so, yes, it was established very early on that Vulcans displaying emotion is kind of distasteful to Vulcans. And the way that
I love the old 16th century guns there on the wall.
Matchlocks.
Yeah, flintlock guns.
Yeah.
Although he should have had like a couple of heads there from some of his, like the Gorn or something. And
he didn't kill the Gorn.
He didn't kill the Gorn.
I know. I was just being silly, all right? How about Trelane's head? That'd be good. Put that on the
Yes, that is true.
Maybe how about a tribble in a jar?
I don't think
well, that should be in Dr. McCoy's office. There should be like a tribble and some formaldehyde in his office.
Yeah, Mercer. I don't think any of us could imagine the Enterprise in this film spinning like a super top with a spore drive.
Oh no, that's definitely what I thought that Star Trek would eventually become. I mean, but even so look at the way that the Reliant moves in this shot. And I know that part of it is the limitation of filming at the time, but this is what was lost, in my opinion, with this film. This is the last film that we see these ships moving like capital ships. That their movements were slow and methodical.
Hey to T-Berg. T-Berg, you have our condolences.
Yes, T-Berg. It's
obviously.
I can't see in the chat what happened.
T-Berg's grandmother passed away recently. He's back from the funeral.
And Jedi Bill tipped $1.
Thank you, Jedi Bill. Says, I really wish they would make a director's cut of all the Twilight movies. But they are so perfect the way they are currently.
So
I don't know
not
what
me.
they can do to improve it.
There's a poser out there. There's a poser out there. Yeah. Imposter, Jedi Bill.
I hate it when I get my matter caught in the Matrix.
Yeah, what is a particle of preanimate matter, by the way? Anybody know?
A molecule? I got no clues.
Protein strand.
It's their version of quantum.
Yeah, I know, but I mean that's like some pretty bad techno babble. It doesn't even make sense. Why would your life detectors pick up a particle of preanimate matter, and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between that and 30 or 40 full-grown adults?
That shows you how bad the sensors are.
Yeah, it's like, really?
This part always upset me. This whole thing, I always like, why? It's a MacGuffin. It was just there to move the story plot ahead.
Talking about the Genesis device?
I find that there are a lot of YouTube creators out there that are preanimate.
That the Reliant couldn't tell that there was a planet missing in the solar system.
Well, what's Reliant? It's that there was no record of it, because according to Khan, SETI Alpha 6 blew up only 6 months after they were left there. So they should have, honestly, they could have fixed it with just one line of dialogue saying that, like when they were saying they might have picked something up, they could say it might be something left over from when Ceti Alpha 5 exploded.
Ceti Alpha.
Right, if they said Ceti Alpha 5 exploded because they made the mistake. They thought it was Ceti Alpha 5 that blew up when it was actually Ceti Alpha 6 that blew up. And that could have fixed the kind of why do they not realize that this is Ceti Alpha 5? And not now the sensor problem is a whole other issue.
No, but it was just one problem after another. Like the sensor problem, not realizing there's a whole planet missing.
Yeah.
Okay, Ty, rewrite the movie.
I wish. I want to.
No, you got a computer. You got WordPerfect. Rewrite the movie, please. Rewrite the movie.
I just did rewrite the movie.
Please rewrite the movie and watch everybody laugh at you.
They are. They're choosing a dead planet, so they have the mass to use the Genesis device. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Right. So
instead of a moon?
Well, how about you just go to like Titan in Earth's solar system, or could you not find like that? That's what always bugged me the most about it.
There are moons around gas giants that are the size of
right.
Class
Why
M
is it so
planets.
hard for them to find a non-life supporting planet? I mean, that's like 99% of all planets, right?
Well, it's so the plot can happen. I don't know why you're complaining.
Is microscopic life.
That's maybe or maybe not on the life supporting, because what is life? Okay, we've got things. We've got microscopic things that can live at the in volcanoes. Okay,
well, that is true. Yeah.
The
Super Blubberpuss says that they were supposed to find Khan's son in the cargo bay of the cargo container.
Yeah. I guess that was the original script or something.
And then they decided to put Khan's son in the movie.
T-Berg, that's a good one. If they had just used the Genesis device, that planet would have turned into Ego because of Khan.
No, that would have been an interesting movie to film. I never get Chekhov's role in this.
Why not just beam out?
I met him at Phoenix Comic-Con. Did I ever tell you guys that?
I've met him at the Niagara Falls Comic-Con.
I mean, he actually walks around the vendors' rooms and stuff like that. And shakes fans' hands and stuff, He's a really good guy.
Yeah. He likes to go trolling around for Chekhov merch.
I like the Easter egg of having Kyle in here.
Yeah, that's a good touch. But for me, if I was doing it, I would have switched Chekhov with Sulu.
Well, yeah, it would have made more sense in a lot of ways.
Even though Sulu was never seen in the original Spacey, you knew he was on the ship at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
You could have said he was just off duty or it was during his duty shift or something. It would have been a lot easier to explain his absence than Chekhov's absence. And
wrong timeline, John. Wrong timeline.
Well, the other thing about it, though, is that because Chekhov is the first officer of the Reliant, but Sulu is the only other character to get a command of their own.
Yeah, so it would have
made more sense for it to be Sulu.
It would have made a better progression of Sulu's character because Chekhov just sticks on the Enterprise as a commander.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Londell apparently donated $1 and says, "Hey guys, Mr. Londell here. If you think I am being a jerk to other guys on the panel, you are right. I just love being a jerk. And now I'm going to run around naked and smear some lark's vomit on my chest."
Okay, whoever.
That's a deep cut right there.
That is a very deep cut.
Oh shit!
Whoever posted that, fuck you. And when I find it, I'm gonna fuck you up. How's that?
Well, we know who posted it.
I suspect I know who posted it. Yeah. Lark's vomit. That is a deep cut right there. Very deep cut.
Was that the candy, right? The surprise or something?
Yeah. The chocolate surprise with the Lark's vomit in it. Yeah.
Yes, John. Yes. It's not an Enterprise without a Sulu at the helm. But it would have been just as easy to put Sulu back on the Enterprise after this movie like they did Chekhov.
Well, and the thing that's kind of odd about it, too, is that, I mean, have you heard the recorded but not shot scene of Sulu? Well, it was actually shot, but the video footage was lost, but they had an audio track of it from when Sulu was saying that he was about to take over the Excelsior.
Oh, in this movie?
That's from this movie. Yeah.
Wow.
Welcome, positive candor.
Yeah,
would have been then having Captain Styles as captain of the Excelsior during its trials would have made no sense.
Well, yeah. So, but that was all obviously with Star Trek 3. Since they didn't do that, it didn't matter. But there's some audio of Sulu when they're coming over to the Enterprise, basically on their way to the ship. There's like just a couple of lines of dialogue that were cut out where Sulu was saying, he's excited about taking taking the helm of the Enterprise for a couple of weeks because after that he's going to be taking over the Excelsior. And
the Great Experiment.
Yeah, and so that would make sense.
It doesn't matter. I don't think they planned these movies out like that.
No, they don't. They absolutely didn't. But
they saw the first one did okay. They decided let's make a second one. This
one but within this movie though,
and then wham, wham, wham. So
but within this movie,
them out like that. So I mean,
but I'm Mr. Lindell. What I'm saying is within the continuity of this film. It's kind of weird because why is Chekhov the most advanced person outside of Kirk and Spock when Sulu is about to take over a ship on his own?
Because Sulu is part of an admiral's staff. They all may be the same rank. I'm not sure.
Sulu's a commander in this, but which is kind of also weird that Sulu and Chekhov are the same rank here.
See, so
that's why I say it would have been an easy switch. It wouldn't affect anything else in the movie series.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I think that they were thinking that Sulu was going to become the next captain. They were already on that track of thinking as far as because they shot that scene, it just ended up getting cut. And so why wouldn't they make him the first officer of the Reliant instead of that whole thing with him as part of Kirk's party? I think it would make more sense to have Chekhov as part of Kirk's party and Sulu the first officer of the Reliant.
That is subtle right there when he picks up Chekhov with just one hand. Just picks him right up off the ground. That is super subtle. I love it. Showing off his strength without,
Well, and it's also a
punching him in the face 18 times.
Right. Well, it's also a callback.
To be able to do that.
Well, if remember in Space Seed, McCoy actually straight up said, "I'll bet he could pick us both up with one arm."
Yeah.
And Mercer says the director used Chekhov on purpose, and he knew that he wasn't in the Space Seed episode. Watch the commentary.
Huh. Okay. That ends that.
Oh,
so.
I found one of those on my dog one time.
Yep.
Yeah. I used it on my son to make him do all the editing for my videos.
They're all over the Carogan mines.
Hey, those are food for the orphans.
Those are very heavily prized in Caroga.
They are very tasty when you put them in with a little bit of lemon and a little bit of herb, It's fine.
I think during one of your movie nights, Andy Trekker, you're just going to see Matthew hold his ears and one of them come out.
Oh no, Arabic Saunders, those are not babblefish.
Why couldn't the Enterprise beam the Genesis device into space and scramble the atoms as soon as they knocked out Reliance shields? Because he had already activated the Genesis device.
That doesn't mean you couldn't beam it. Can you not beam a device that's turned on?
Dr. Marcus or whatever, the guy, Kirk's son, says specifically that you cannot deactivate it or whatever once it's been activated. Right. I know that.
I think of it as just writing. I mean, that's just one of those things that they wanted the ticking time bomb.
Well, even
naturally, you got to have a ticking clock in an episode like this.
Yeah, because wasn't Nomad about to blow up, and they widest possible beam, energize,
and then he blew up anyway. It's like
Hector Fernando Peralta. The Trekism is over 9,000 right now.
Yeah, I think once it's been activated, because it's spread out into multiple, I guess whatever for the Genesis device. That's why you can't really lock onto it as far as the transporter goes.
It's too unstable to transport.
Yeah,
it would have triggered it immediately if they tried.
It's like, yes, Kirk is old.
And isn't this basically a reshot of the first movie?
Yeah, the exterior here is entirely from Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So watch Sulu carefully here, and you'll see where Sulu was about to say the whole thing about taking over the Excelsior. Watch Sulu's mouth as they cut away, and you'll see he's starting to say something, but it's cut off. It's really kind of interesting.
See you later, Hector Fernando.
Yeah, he was about to say it.
Yeah, he was just about to say it, and then it cuts away.
Yep, and he chance to go forward Enterprise and then take over
Excelsior. Go aboard the Enterprise for a few weeks before I take over the Excelsior or something. Yeah, you couldn't.
Yeah, this is entirely the motion picture, just redone right here.
Down by a lot.
Well, that's why this movie had a really low budget compared to the motion picture.
Yeah,
and I mean that was ingenious, honestly, because there was no way for them to, motion picture. They were like, we didn't do that well. And they're like, oh, well, we recycle a few shots. We reuse the set.
There's some added dialogue coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, this is the scene we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. And if you look carefully, you can see Frank and Freddie in the background there.
And who do we have
here? Too bad I'll be dead soon, sir. But and also, why does Scotty bring him to the bridge instead of sick bay?
Well, because Scotty's drunk again.
Wow.
I just finished my 15th bottle of Scotch.
Okay, I guess there wasn't the edit.
No, it's coming right up because when he starts the inspection,
doing the inspection, it's added.
Yeah.
You can't fix warp engines without a couple of bottles of alcohol.
Martin. They were initially trying to get Kim Cattrall, but she chose not to do it, so that's why they got Kirstie Alley. Kim Cattrall ends up being in Star Trek, but she didn't want to be the third person known to be Saavik, so they created a whole new character for her.
Yeah, I still like the idea that it was Saavik who was the traitor. But yeah, all right, so here's the dialogue you were looking for coming up.
Yes, thank you. There it is.
Yeah, that's extra.
Yeah. Bird, answer your phone.
It's not mine.
Whose phone's going off?
See, I never understood why he just says later.
Because he doesn't like doing inspections.
Because he doesn't like doing inspections.
So just say he's done.
He did.
Super Blubberpuss's bird of prey. The shields were out long before the bomb was activated. They were knocked out after the first battle. I guess you guys were talking about something.
The Genesis device beaming it into space.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why couldn't they beam it into space?
Yeah, it was just writing.
I don't think they had transporters at the time.
No, because Kirk actually suggested that they beam aboard to stop it. And David, so I think it's just that the writers didn't think of that option.
Well, obviously the Genesis effect is incompatible with beaming.
Obviously,
it would have prevented lock on.
Obviously. Or the transporters are just of a Caroga model, so can't depend on them.
Mister.
Yes, everybody's a Mister.
Pronouns.
Yeah, everybody's a Mister. They're very sexist in Starfleet.
Well, you see, this explains why women couldn't be allowed in as captains, but women who identified as men could be. See? All of a sudden, Janet Lester makes sense.
Maybe Saavik is a she-male in disguise, huh?
That would explain why
it doesn't look very fast for a quarter impulse.
Space is big.
No,
space is very big.
Yeah, but
they're not moving at a quarter impulse. He's at thrusters ahead.
I mean, you think walking down to the corner store to get a soda is a long ways, but no, compared to space.
Slower. Don't you think it's moving slower here than it is inside of the space dock in the next movie when they're getting out of it? Maybe.
The only time we see them, I believe it was in Star Trek VI, that Kirk orders impulse when they're in space dock, and you see the ship just take off like at a bat out of hell.
Well, this was super.
She said a quarter impulse.
I thought she said thrusters ahead.
No.
Yeah, that's very slow for quarter impulse.
Yeah, that ain't no quarter impulse. I think that's. But then again, that's another problem with a lot of the technical crap of Star Trek, is that this movie was not written by people that really know Star Trek, and so a lot of that kind of stuff was not taken into account.
No,
I just assumed that it would take a while.
It's just
this is impulse speed right here.
To get a good look.
Now, are you sure she said quarter impulse? Because right there, you saw the
99% sure.
But you just saw the impulse engines fire up there.
Thought I heard that her say that.
I'll go and look at it on mine.
Super Blubberpuss's bird of prey. The shields were down as soon as they entered 16309 early in the movie, before the first hit on Reliant. Genesis was activated closer to the end. That's true.
Yes. Well, don't forget Kirk got caught with his pants down in this movie.
Well, that's just the way he likes it.
That's what he specifically says in this movie, by the way.
No, he says britches down because he's old.
Yeah. Well, same difference. Coming to get the Genesis device, you dummy.
Along with the nuclear vessels.
No, that's not top part 4.
Oh, my bad. Oh, hippie scientists. What are you going to do?
Yeah, but
mind control. Mind control. Wow, she has mind control.
it's not like obvious that Chekhov is being controlled.
Does David know that Kirk is his dad?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, okay.
They try to
I don't
keep
think
it quiet.
Oh, spoilers, by the way, in case anyone didn't know.
You're right, but yeah,
Stop saying
he does
spoilers
say-
before we say spoilers.
So just confirming, Bert, you're right. She does say impulse, and that's pretty bad. Because in Star Trek: The Motion Picture, they use that same footage, and they say they're at thrusters, and then they engage impulse when you see the ship take off fast.
According to John DeMarco, she did initially say thrusters, then she said quarter impulse.
Right. Yeah, I
Okay.
just brought it up on
Yeah.
a different monitor and looked at the closed caption.
Oh, excuse me. This is my favorite
Now,
scene.
I was gonna say now Bird can go to sleep.
Okay, Bird, you say that's the good stuff. You can kind of see the bulge in her pants there.
Is she wearing her hair differently?
I wonder if he's going to enjoy this or not.
Dan23 says, Bird of Prey.
I'm hearing the movie coming out from somebody.
I am too, once in a while.
Yeah, somebody's using their speakers, I think.
And it's okay. I think it's only when they're talking. Just for a fraction of a
Yeah, they
second.
hardly ever talk in this movie.
No, I mean when the Dan23
The panelist has their microphone on.
Who designed the engineering set and warp core for the film, the motion picture, said it was based on 70s science at the time. He noticed.
Well, of course he noticed. He asked her. He just straight up lied to McCoy.
Yeah, Kirk always lies.
And you're surprised by this? How?
I didn't say I was surprised.
Have a nice nap, Bird of Prey 5.
He's already out.
Taking it in his quarters.
Yeah, he's taking it in his quarters, all right. Put her on the big monitor in his quarters. I'll do you one better. Y is taking Genesis.
Rock Solid is taking my Genesis. This son of a bitch.
No one wants to take your Genesis, Bird.
My Sega Genesis. I'm going to trade it for his useless PlayStation 5.
Well, yeah, that'd be perfect for your collection. Sega Genesis, AOL email. What's next?
Yeah.
The typewriter?
T-Berg Sci-Fi Tech just put a image in my mind, so I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be back in about 3 minutes.
What? What did T-Berg say?
He said Saavik and T'Pol getting it on.
See, I wasn't going to read it out loud. Kind of ruins the punchline.
Liam Nielsen's chin said in the ABC TV version, Spock tells Kirk Saavik is half Romulan. I didn't know it was in the TV version.
I thought it was in one of the versions, but I couldn't remember which one.
Thank you, Liam Nielsen's chin.
How can they be the only ship in the Alpha Quadrant?
The quadrant doesn't mean what it means now. It was like a sector and quadrant were the same thing.
Everybody
back in the
got
day.
transported to the.
It wasn't
Delta
until
quadrant
like
when you watched
the sixth movie when they used quadrant
I
properly.
know. But you know, it's funny because they, you know, how many times is the Enterprise the only ship that can intercept whatever
Every
the
time.
is, and they're at Earth?
Well,
Every
yeah.
So there are no other starships around Earth.
Because it's the Enterprise.
Has it ever dawned on you that you can take a large quadrant and break it down into smaller quadrants, and take those smaller quadrants and break them down into even smaller quadrants?
Has it ever dawned on you that you're a total killjoy?
I'm just asking a question because
I'm just asking a question too.
It makes total sense if you look at it like that and quit being a dick.
Hey,
about
Qapla,
the word
Martin
that you-
Devon. It's been a while.
Damn. They just
T-Berg
break it down into
Sci-Fi Tech.
smaller spaces. I mean,
Coming with the really good puns. The best nuts in the galaxy? Pecans!
And Aravic Sonder says, I want one of those mirrors. Me too. I looked for them. Somebody's got to make them.
Yeah, somebody in 1982.
What, an
Well,
octagon
they've got to
mirror?
be somewhere.
You can still find them.
you can
I
make
can't.
Octagon mirror.
all it is 2 mirrors and lights. Big deal.
Yes, they have only
Check flea
13
markets.
Connies, but they probably have other.
All this is an octagon looking
oh,
mirror,
shit.
that's all.
Just check sharper image.
I hate it when that happens.
It's always an emergency.
Didn't the Sharper Image go bankrupt in like 2005?
Or
Something like that.
then
Thanks, Doc. Commodore
what's the
Decker.
other one? What's the other one?
Hot Topic.
Shopify or something. Some of those spaces you can find it.
The barber shop I used to go to when I had hair had mirrors on both sides of the wall for every chair. So it was infinite regression every time you sat in the barber's chair.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was kind of cool.
One of my friends who had this like giant house had a bathroom that was all mirrored.
Oh my.
Everything but the toilet was mirrored surface.
Oh, why not the toilet? Just go for it, man.
I mean, and you
Well,
had
you might
three
as well.
angles. You had angled walls on either side.
Good scene.
So you're pissing. There's 3 of you looking back.
That wasn't why they had everything mirrored, Bird.
I have to admit, I like looking at myself in a mirror. It works out just fine.
Okay.
So you like
Super Blubberput says these mirrors were sold at Radio Shack. I miss Radio Shack.
I miss Radio Shack too, actually. Ugh.
Yeah, who didn't like getting inferior parts for superior prices?
Yeah. Do you miss Sears as well?
I have to go all the way to Phoenix to go to Fry's Electronics now instead of Radio Shack. Blech.
Yeah, I have to go all the way to my computer to go to Amazon.
Oh, well, fair enough. I do a lot of ordering on Amazon now.
Shit, we all.
Oh, no, I need
Go out to a
electronics.
guy's van and buy electronics parts, then go to Fry's.
You
Yeah,
don't
much
have a
higher
Best
quality.
Buy there?
Best Buy doesn't sell electronics, at least around here.
Okay.
All they sell is appliances.
Oh,
They
that's
sell a
weird.
few electronics.
So they don't have a Geek Squad?
Oh, they have the Geek Squad. But if you go into the store, they have appliances and video games. They cleared everything else out.
So you can't buy RCA cables or
Not that I
Yeah,
can
they
find.
have all that stuff. Yeah, they have all that stuff
Yeah.
too.
That's where I got my USB hub from.
mm-hmm.
Stand by for retina scan. How come this is the only time they ever do a retina scan?
Best graphics in movie history right here.
Yeah, that must have cost them a good $5.
How come this
Hey,
is
this is
only
before
movie-
Photoshop, man. It cost them a couple hundred.
How come this is the only movie with a retina scan in it?
Well, because they quickly realized that they shouldn't be using 20th century technology in the 23rd century.
Well, at the time,
in the beginning,
this movie was made, stuff like retinal scans were kind of theoretical, basically.
In the beginning, Adam and Eve
got busy.
You know that, like when you're watching her on the monitor, it feels like the monitor belongs more in Star Wars than Star Trek.
And this is the first CGI scene ever, right?
Yeah.
Right here.
This is the first ever CGI, fully CGI screen.
Yeah.
It's actually really good, though.
Yeah, it still holds up fairly well. As a computer simulation, it holds up pretty well. Since they're even telling you this is a computer simulation. You know, they're not trying to pass this off as reality.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bird, you awake still?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
That was a quick nap.
Check your Skype. Well, no, he wasn't napping, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
Check your Skype real quick, Bird.
Napping, same difference.
Amazon link.
47 Yorktown.
How's sweet.
How's the fellow Canadian doing?
Thank you.
It's not
So
exactly
Andy-
the same, but it's pretty cool.
Andy Traeger found a pretty similar mirror. Table based, but nice.
Yeah, I've seen those table based up here too. I just can't remember what store I've seen them in. I might pick one up next time I see it.
I like to do my shopping on Amazon.
That's what I've been doing for the last year. Well, that and eBay.
It looks quite a bit smaller, but it's still pretty cool.
That does explain the swivel chair spread on most of us.
This is a good scene here. Good debate between. They bring up some interesting points. To create life or not to create life, like the ability to create life or not to.
Oh yeah, this is another new right here.
Oh, it is?
This is new right here.
Well, the whole point in this triumvirate to begin with is you've got the moral compass, which is McCoy, and you've got the logical decision maker, which is Spock, and you've got Captain Kirk, who has to decide between the two, or combine the visions and make a decision. That's the triumvirate right there. This is quintessential Star Trek. This scene right here.
This is why these three work so well together, and yet why they can't. Why everything else has been like met compared to that.
Well, the fact that I said quintessential and didn't stumble over it means I haven't drank enough.
Right. That's pretty impressive for you, man.
I
didn't think you could go over 3 syllables
to get out.
No,
quintessential. 4 syllables. I'm good.
I love the shot of the Reliance. It's like
fire.
The Reliant. It just looks like a Predator ship.
It really does. Yeah.
And then they became father in Next Generation, Deep Space Nine.
It never occurred to me that the Reliant was the more powerful ship.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's always looked like a warship to me.
Yeah,
Reliance looks like a gunboat almost.
Yeah, like a gunboat.
But the interesting thing is, Reliant's actually a bigger ship than the Enterprise.
Yes, I've seen
that also. I never.
Yeah, because the extended saucer section, it actually has larger displacement. At this point, the Reliant is the only ship we've seen with aft-firing weapons.
Do you count it as displacement if it's in space?
Good question.
It's just spatial displacement, so yes. It's just not water displacement.
Can you displace a vacuum, though?
Yeah, with non-vacuum.
raise the shield.
So I always just assumed he had some Klingon books with him.
Well,
you know the thing
how
I
fast
hate
you
about
can
that
read the
last
computer
shot, though,
system.
is if you look carefully, you can see on the side of the Enterprise there where the damage is going to be.
Yes.
That's always bugged me. Like, really? You couldn't film this before you blew it up?
Oh, they only had the one model.
You know what, John DeMarco? I'm going to go with yours. Interior volume.
Okay, they're going to raise the shields.
Mm-hmm.
They go up. This irritates me. They're targeting. Raise shields. Nothing.
Well, he only had about a half a second.
But
And
you see
so
how fast when they between raised shields and the shields being raised on the Reliant?
They didn't raise shields until they got the phaser lock.
Yeah.
He should
but
have
they
raised
still had
shields as soon as
time to get
Reliant
to-
shields started going up.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
he
and
should
by
have
the-
raised shields before they even got close.
Right, according to regulations, he should have raised shields initially, but
It's
he
Kirk.
was being arrogant.
I love this scene, how they're sealing bulkheads and stuff like that, you know? That's an absolutely fantastic realism right there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're wearing respirators, right? This is just fantastic.
Right. Yeah, you don't think about the fact that the air is going out the side of that ship right there.
And then they see the imagery.
Yeah. And notice it shows the torpedo hit here on the saucer section, but the torpedo hasn't been fired yet.
They've only been hit on the one side, and yet they show it on the other side as well.
That I could almost see if the phaser penetrated through a little bit, but the torpedo hit is here. Well, good thing they just happened to hit us right where the damage indicator said they were.
I hate it when my computer explodes in my face and sets my room on fire.
Well, you shouldn't be in Starfleet.
Okay, they have the ship now coming towards them.
Pre-rock consoles.
Yeah, this is interesting. This is the first time you don't see the chunks going after them. This is you got to give it to credit to Shatner and Montalban on this because they never saw each other.
Yeah. Yeah, because Montalban was tied up with Fantasy Island, so he couldn't shoot with Shatner.
So, but you got to give it props to these two because they. It's like they are there, but they're not.
Right.
I remember the debate going on at the time whether Montalban's pectoral muscles were real or not. Like, is that just makeup or is that his actual pectoral muscles? Turns out,
that's 100%
dude was working out hard for this part.
That's 100% Montalban.
Yeah. But I mean, if you look at it's, I got into that argument with a person once, and I said, "Look, and I brought up an image from Space Seed. Look at him here. He's really smaller in this than he was in Space Seed."
Right. Yes, he had that great big triangle with the huge shoulders. And
he was
everything.
huge back in the day.
He was enormous back in Space Seed.
Yeah.
And he's lost a lot of weight there, but I mean, I've worked with bodybuilders. They go up and down in weight all the time. I can't believe Ricardo Montalban was so stacked. I mean, that was fantastic.
Well, you got to remember there's about 15 years difference between the Space Seed and this.
Thanks, Spock.
Spock named the Captain Obvious in this movie.
Yeah.
Mr. CCV, you're kind of crushing hard on Montalban. I'm kind of worried about you, bro.
Hey, I can appreciate the male form. Doesn't mean I'm attracted to the male form, but I can appreciate
Bird's the one that's attracted to it. Notice how quiet Bird keeps getting.
Bird's asleep.
No, he's
Bird
not.
just muted
Not
us.
asleep. I'm just.
He's just touching
no
himself.
point. There's no point in responding.
Right.
Anything I say is going to get twisted.
He's busy responding to himself.
The difference between Kirk and me, he has to put glasses on to read. I have to take them off to read. We all know what the combination is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, that's simple like that.
And you know what this means? This means that Khan never changed the default password.
So his password is still password.
Yeah, that's the only reason that Kirk wins here is because Khan didn't change the default password.
That's why Into Derpness never made any sense to me anyway.
Why? Because Khan changed the default password?
Because Khan designed that super dreadnought ship. Like, are you kidding me? Really?
That is true. It's like he was smart. They say he's smart, but he doesn't know.
Right, but in this version, right, you see him and he can't figure out what button to push.
It seems like he was smarter in Space Seed than this.
Well, keep in mind that Khan has had a current era starship for all of a matter of hours.
Right.
And so as opposed to in Into Darkness, he had been waken up years ago and briefed by Starfleet.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that. But he was never raised as an engineer, even in the 21st century.
But he's got a superior mind. And so just based on that, because think about in Space Seed, in a matter of, a day or so, he managed to learn enough about the Enterprise to take over the intruder control circuits and stuff. If you give him a couple of years, he would know everything there is to know about a starship.
Okay, that's actually a good argument. I'll give you that one. I'm not a very good debater.
Hey, guys, this is sick bay. I think this is sick bay, right? Oh, crap.
Oh, cool.
And I guess David could have lived or Peter could have lived if I went to sick bay. Oh, well.
Got lost on my way to sick bay.
Is this the bar?
And I got to agree with Mr. Lundell on this point, that the arrogance of Khan was in the scene because he didn't even think about that. Showing he's like, I'm going to blow him out of the water before you even have the chance to do something like this. So I do agree with what Mr. Lundell said there about that.
Well, yeah, when you get two tactical geniuses together, it's just a matter of one person making a mistake at one point. That's all it is.
Here it is. Here's
Khan's not a tactical genius. He's just real smart.
I think Khan's a tactical genius.
He's not really. I wouldn't call him a tactical genius. He's just smart.
Yeah,
he knows he's smarter than you, and because
Okay.
of that, he screws up.
I'm going into the EU here in the novels, right? And Khan was actually raised to be a tactical genius. I mean, that's how he was trained.
Well, you don't have to go to the EU. You just look.
He lost World War III, though. Come on.
He took over a third of the planet on his own.
He fucking lost.
Yeah, he ended up losing. It doesn't matter if you take over everything.
That's fine. He ended up losing. I
You know
mean,
what? You don't say you don't say that just because he eventually lost, he was stupid. You just say, well,
yes, you do.
Really?
call
No, he
Napoleon-
was.
You think
call
every military
Napoleon-
commander? You think
people
that every
call
military
Napoleon-
commander? I've never said
call
Napoleon.
Napoleon stupid because of Waterloo. They forget about everything before that. But
Well,
because of
I
Waterloo,
don't think
they
Napoleon
call him
was stupid.
No,
Okay.
we use Napoleon's tactics even today
Yeah,
in
but-
modern warfare.
But he's known for Waterloo. Period. You forget about Austerlitz, which was probably his best move ever. But we know about Waterloo.
So what you're arguing for is
goddamn mistake.
I'm kind of confused here, Lundell. So because it sounds like you're upset that people belittle Napoleon for thinking he's stupid when he did some very smart things, but you're also arguing that if he ever loses, he is stupid.
Well, marching on Russia into winter wasn't very smart.
That is true. Marching into
Right.
Russia in winter was kind of
It was
dumb.
fake for sure. I think, but that's actually, with military leaders, and we do see this, throughout history, is when you're trying to figure when you're focusing on your strategy, you see how intelligent someone really is. When you become overconfident because you're winning, is when they tend to screw up.
Right, exactly, and that's the whole point in Khan's arrogance. He never lost until he lost big.
Right.
And he lost to Kirk in Space Seed.
Well, and Khan has the big weakness that Khan has is while he as intelligent as he is and gifted as he is, he also is very given to emotional outbursts.
So is Kirk.
Not to that level. And that's why Kirk is able to goad him into chasing him into the nebula.
And Kirk was always grounded with Spock and McCoy there too.
Right. Yeah,
that's
Khan
the whole
doesn't trust
reason
his
for the
advisors.
triumvirate.
Yeah, notice that actually an interesting parallel in this is that Joaquin tries to talk Khan down, and Khan, says "screw you," and then Joaquin ends up dead.
Yeah,
Kirk,
exactly.
Kirk listens to his advisors.
Exactly, and that's one of Khan's weaknesses is he's not listening to his advisors
He has no advisors.
or subordinates, I should say.
Yeah, because his one subordinate says, maybe you should just go off and...
That's Joaquin. That's what I was talking about.
Use the Genesis and do what you need to do.
Yeah. All he
And
had,
he's like, no, I'm going after Kirk.
because all Khan had to do was take that ship. He had the Genesis device, run like hell till you found a planet that you could live on, and that ship couldn't run anymore. And then beam down to that planet and have that ship go up somewhere and explode, and they would never find him. And he could rebuild a society. But he was more fixated on
Getting that Kirk.
He wanted to get revenge on James Kirk. Exactly.
Could
so
he
he was
rebuild the
fixated on
society?
revenge.
Isn't everybody he has there guys?
No,
there's a few females.
You see a few females
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah.
So selective breeding, and he could do it.
Besides, Bird, he just do the same way you do.
And
You
plus,
mate with
the way
female.
he managed to convince MacGyver.
MacGruber. I mean, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, he managed to convince Lieutenant MacGyver. There were probably other people he could have tried to come along with him on his side.
I don't know. Well, it never really dives into it, but I'm wondering if the superior genetics would cross over, or if it would be, if Khan had a child with a regular person, right, like a normal human,
Well,
would the traits carry over? And that's
half of them would.
Most of them.
Yeah,
there'd be something.
so he could rebuild a society.
Genetically engineered person, and boom, like you need.
Yeah, he could build a society, but I mean, what kind of hierarchy would it be? Because he is actually from India, right?
Yeah,
that's where Khan comes from.
You can tell he's Indian by his Latino markings.
Right. Well, but that's where he comes from, and that's a huge caste system right there. So you've got the superiors, the average superiors, and then the normies, right?
Yes.
So that his society would be based on caste, just like it is in India right now.
Yeah,
There's no reason he has to make it the same as it was.
Yeah.
He didn't. He wouldn't have to, but I'm sure he would.
Besides, you got to look at augments. Period. All of them are fucking alphas. So somebody.
And he's always been.
I disagree with you on that, Lundell, because they are all perfectly happy to be subordinate to Khan for the most part.
I don't think so.
Really? Because you see a whole.
They know he's superior at the moment.
The
alphas, when that
and
stops being the fact, they'll overthrow him.
There's alphas, and then there are alpha alphas. Khan is the alpha.
Oh, there's an alpha. Okay.
Yeah, but then as soon as if he gets a little bit weak and knife in the back, then the other guy's in charge. Think of it like
So the whole thing about these men and women swore an oath to live and die in my command, that means nothing.
Well, I mean, hell, they were fighting amongst each other in the eugenics wars. Yep. They were fighting amongst each other. It wasn't just Khan who was
right. But these guys were Khan's crew. These weren't Khan's competitors.
But it's all evolved self-interest.
But Khan,
they swore allegiance because they knew Khan was better than them.
Yeah, and as soon as Khan showed the slightest bit of weakness, and somebody slips a blade between his shoulder blades and takes over, Khan is no longer. They throw his body out of the castle, and that guy's in charge until somebody does it to him.
I think Adam Wee is correct with his. There's one of two things would happen. Either superior genetics would get weaker and weaker with each generation. I think that's probably the answer because I think so too. We're getting dumber and dumber with each generation. So
I think the genetics would try to change the genetics of the normal person.
I think it's just we don't know how it's a fact of life.
We don't know how
generations go. They would still continue messing around with the genome of future generations.
Well, yeah, they would have to continue messing with the genome, exactly. And then they would become Nietzscheans, but superhumans,
but they would become more like the Romulan Empire.
That was the analogy I was trying to get to. The damn Nietzscheans.
Oh, the Nietzschean supermen? Yeah.
Yeah, see, in those in Andromeda, in those little cells of Nietzscheans, any one of those males could end up the alpha. Okay. It's what you do that gives you that position.
And when you do show weakness, you get overthrown. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
The same thing would happen with augments like that.
But that's
because they're all smart, they're all strong.
See, that's in any civilization. In any hierarchy, if you show
the engineered abilities, they'll be extra arrogant.
They do that in the Klingon Empire. Kill the weak.
Dun, dun, dun.
A good thing McCoy didn't scan their heads or anything.
Or
right?
Or how about the biofilter picking up anything?
Golly, the tricorder ain't working. What?
Or giving them a thorough medical examination.
They'll be fine.
And there's always enough transporter spots just for everybody going.
Yeah, it's amazing how they always need the exact number of spots that there are.
But they're always usually like 6 anyway. Aren't there? There were 6 in that last scene. There are always 6 on ships. So
it was 5 there.
Well, later on you end up transporting hundreds of people without pads. So
was she the best during this time?
Just gotta let it go. Let it go.
I know.
Just let it go.
Do you see why I snap all the time with all the speculation about this stuff? You know.
No, actually.
John DeMarco's like, yeah, Chekhov even said Khan put creatures in our bodies.
Yeah.
And they still go,
Don't
"Oh, yeah,
don't
you did
bother
that, okay."
scanning. We fixed it. It's all good now.
I almost clocked my boy.
Wow,
The
an
hell?
age-appropriate Dr. Marcus. Imagine that.
I
With an
prefer
age-appropriate
GG
Captain
Dr.
Kirk.
Marcus.
What's that, Bird? It sounded
Bert
like
said he prefers the new Dr. Marcus.
Oh, of course he does. We all know about Bird, and Bird really prefers the new Dr. Polanski.
Oh, God. A cobbled together communicator. Nice.
Set to vaporize.
You know, Bird, the way you
doesn't
say
go
vaporize,
up.
it's like you're almost drooling, wishing you had a weapon that would do that.
I think we all wish we had a weapon that could vaporize something.
I really don't. No.
I do.
I'm afraid I would go overboard with a weapon like that.
Oh, wouldn't we all?
You know who would definitely go overboard? The Vile Child. Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra. As the wall fell.
Man, those SETI eels are powerful, but they just can't penetrate plot armor.
Well, the worms in my brain do that all the time.
Well, you don't have the plot armor, though. That's the problem.
Hey, Anthony Tracker, maybe all your problems is because you got one of these things in your ear.
That
since
could
you were a
be.
kid.
I'm beginning to think you might be right about that one, Bird.
One, I'm thinking it's two.
Yeah, one couldn't do that much damage to you, Anti-Tracker.
That's some pretty
Sure, it
good
could eat up your
shooting.
brain, but
Yeah,
all the
and
other
you know,
effects-
it would be nice if Kirk waited for the thing to get more than 3 centimeters away
Right.
from Chekhov before
Well,
shooting
He
it.
was really sure he was going to
Obviously.
hit it.
Obviously, he's a crack shot with a phaser.
Nobody run and move Genesis a few meters to the left.
Right. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Like a Carogan marksman. You keep missing the target.
You managed to kill everyone in the mines.
See, female
He
out.
could just
missing
beam
the
a photon
target.
torpedo back to where he beamed Genesis up from.
He doesn't know how to do that yet.
Well, obviously, he can take it.
Yeah.
David.
And I love this because you don't think about it, especially the first time you see this. But this whole scene with Kirk going over the top and yelling Khan is just for Khan's benefit.
Right. Yeah. It's all a deception.
Yeah.
Right.
Dan says, so the movie has wrist communicators and handheld ones. Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically, he's holding a wrist communicator.
Well, we do see handheld communicators as well.
Yeah.
But the wrist communicators were actually introduced in Star Trek The Motion Picture.
You see how much more emotionally impacting this scene is? One. I mean, wow.
What's with the bulky ass communicator?
Well, you know, they were in a retro phase.
Couldn't they at least have found some communicators that they used in the 60s?
Well, in the 80s, cell phones were really big, so obviously they had to
There
make
was a resurgence of Radio
communicators
Shack
big.
at the time, and they got Radio Shack components.
I'm always thinking of food.
Really? Food? That's what you're always thinking about?
Oh, I just wish I could eat it. But yeah, I do always think about food.
Okay.
He's a bit old for the other stuff.
Hey, I'm not that old, but yeah, I don't think about the other stuff.
Just not as much.
The Truth Apocalypse, if you need the link to the screening room, it's that link that's below at the bottom of the YouTube video. BirdoPrey5.com/SR.
Because Bird's too lazy to put it in the chat.
I'll put it in the chat.
Do not acquiesce to his commands.
Make sure you order enough pizza for all of us, Arabic.
Yeah, it'll be fine, Aravic. I only eat one slice of pizza when we order it, so it'll be fine. You'll be good. And you'll have to get a whole pizza for Anti-Trekker.
Who's getting pizza?
Arabic Sunday. I told him he better bring enough for all of us.
Yeah.
Make sure there's pineapple on it too.
Ugh. Traitor.
Extra pineapple for Anti-Trekker.
It's the same thing Worf's Alexander's mother says to Worf about why didn't he tell her? Why didn't she tell him?
Yeah, the same story. Story point.
Same old story. Man meets woman. Woman gets pregnant.
Man deploys to Bosnia.
Yeah.
Man comes home, finds out he's got a son. She never tells him about him. Man gets married to another woman. Yeah, that same old story. I've been there.
Son tries to kill father. Doesn't know it's him.
Okay, fair enough. That hasn't happened to me yet.
Well, Bird's talking about typical Carogan relationships.
Oh, okay, right. Fair enough.
Yeah, all Krogan relationships are based on TV and movies.
Because there's no real life experience.
Father sends son to live with human grandparents.
Ready? Human as opposed to Carogan.
Mm-hmm.
Future son comes back from the future to try to kill past son because they're a coward.
Now you're getting complicated.
You're a coward?
I'm talking about Alexander's arc and the next generation.
Oh, I thought you were talking about yourself. You know, you say you're more than a match for the Enterprise, but I kind of doubt that.
That's because you've seen this movie 23,000 times, like the rest of us. We know what's going to happen. Okay?
We've all seen it more than once.
What is the light source?
I try to watch it at least once a month.
The
You
Genesis.
know, I always wondered about that too. Yeah, where is their little fake sun coming from?
Back there behind the corner.
Well, no, I mean, you know
core.
the direction it's coming from.
Well, that's where it is.
But what is it?
A big ass light. Okay.
Oh, so they just put in a big light bulb.
It's
then.
a giant ultraviolet light.
It's a big fucking incandescent bulb. Okay.
I didn't
Can you imagine when it burns out?
Journey to the Center of the Earth? The core of planetoids always shines like a star.
How many Starfleet officers does it take to change a light bulb?
A lot in this case.
And Scotty.
Springtimes is breaking news. Anti-Tracker is very confident that his master plan to capture Byrd will work with a 99.5 to 0.5 victory to loss ratio rate. Note 0.5 is from UN mandate.
You are correct, Eastland Burkholder. That is a real world example. My son is actually 23 years old, so it's freaking me out.
And Dan says several things from this movie have been copied by Family Guy. Family Guy's copied many, many things.
Oh, Family Guy.
It's the only shtick they got.
Truth Apocalypse says surrender to Mamo Prey.
I love this. Kobayashi Maru, my foot.
Just the right number of people died so they could beam up in the transporter.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Naturally. Oh no, no bloodstains. Well, how are we going to know he's sympathetic now?
You know what makes me wonder, though? What is Starfleet Regulation 46B?
Look it up.
He got me on that one. I don't know.
Look it up. That's all you gotta do.
I just say, why do you need an A for that regulation? I mean, specifically 46A is about if communications are being monitored in battle. So what's B? If communications aren't being monitored, say whatever you want.
Hello, Robert Green.
Hey, Robert.
Hi, Robert Green. My mom's last name was Green when she died.
Well, not a pleasant thought.
Nina, the boss, last name is Green.
Oh, yeah, but Nina doesn't spell it with an E on the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have no idea how many phone calls I had to make. Green with an E on the end.
There's the line that Anti-Tracker is reminded us was delivered backwards.
I missed it.
Yeah, Saavik just said that the problem with the nebula is that all the static electricity will cloud their tactical display and visual won't function.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But the opposite is actually true.
But they both are true.
No, they are not both true. The opposite of what she said is true.
Does it matter?
Yeah.
Not
she's
really.
She's a freaking Vulcan. Vulcans are precise.
It's not that important. They're going to
I know
have
nothing is important to you unless it's important to you. But
they're going to have a hard time shooting in the nebula. That's all we need to know.
What's a nebula? Nebula.
Nebula?
That gassy thing they're about to fly into.
A nebula sounds like a part of a female body yet to be discovered.
Okay,
No, Anti-Tracker. I've discovered the nebula.
Oh, really? Okay, where is it?
Well, you don't want to know.
Come on, it sounds like a fun part, not a gross part. So,
Oh, it's a fun part, all right.
So at some point, I got a donation I missed an hour ago.
Holy cow.
From Mercer Creates. Apologies. And says, well, I was thinking, you feds must have made a lot of improvements since that other ship came here. You probably got all kinds of fancy heaters up there. So here's the deal. You give me all the heaters I need. Enough tools so I can knock off those punks. A little bit of a piece of the action there.
I love my favorite part from that scene is when Scotty's like, check the linguistics banks and find out what a heater is.
Like they would know what a heater is.
LMAO, nebula penetration. Thank you, Ervik Sonder.
Boy, there's a lot of double entendre in this movie, isn't there?
Well, there can be.
I'm going to come up to the bridge in my tent.
Hey, thanks to Lundell renaming a nebula. So,
or I should say, that's what she said. Nebula. Well, you have to reduce speed sometimes.
Right. Otherwise, you lose control and the warp core explodes.
The only good thing the French gave us was double entendres.
Full power! Damn you!
Oh, here you go. So they're now entering Motara's Nebula.
Nebula, right.
Nebula, yeah. So whoever this Motara chick is, she's got one heck of a nebula. It's the whole group is entering at once.
I haven't seen videos like that in a long time.
The internet's full of them.
Well, I choose not to watch.
All you got to do is watch Bird of Prey 5's screening room when he's not live. And you can see Mutara's Nebula coming soon.
Raise the shields.
That is a
like I told you, they don't work.
That is one grungy bunch of augments.
Well, you know, they have been living on a desert planet with nothing.
Yeah. Well, it looks like at least one of them would have took a bath, you know.
Oh, for crying out loud, you should have seen me when I came back from Iraq in 03.
Look, I can imagine. I did like 9 rotations at the National Training Center. So.
Oh, NTC was almost as bad as Iraq, yeah.
That was some. I mean, you coughing up sand for a month.
Here comes the Enterprise behind them.
We're coming from behind, sir.
I was stationed there for 3 years. I had an office job, though, so I was happy.
The little bump prevented aft torpedoes.
Did they say ass torpedoes?
Aft.
Ervik Saunders, fries come from Belgium. You know that, right?
So should we call them Belgian fries instead of French fries?
We should call them Belgian fries. I don't know why we don't.
Yeah,
no, they're freedom fries. Didn't you know that?
Gone.
I just call them steak fries. That's how I cut my potatoes anyway.
Why don't we just call them chips like the British?
Yeah, Uncle Remus.
We don't even call them chips, and we're founded by the British.
Wait, did you miss it?
Uncle Remus, yeah, you missed it. I'm sorry.
Oh.
No, Eastland Burkholder, we had a great big conversation about that. Jedi Bill accused me of being gay.
So they fired in the torpedo launcher. So happens now a torpedo was there.
Yeah, good thing the torpedo room wasn't contaminated by torpedoes. Otherwise, they might have had problems. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, if he's feeling that already, he's already dead.
Yeah, that level of radiation poisoning, he is dead before McCoy caught him.
Exactly.
It's a MacGuffin.
You're a MacGuffin.
Yeah, I
Well,
know that.
we are dealing with Star Trek, so it depends on the type of radiation. You know, they'll throw a fancy name up there in a heartbeat on us.
There's delta radiation. There's thoron radiation.
And nobody ever turns green and gets into a huge fight with helicopters. I don't understand it. Yep.
Yep.
You know,
Because he always fought on the ground on Earth.
But like, while Spock's statement is correct, why does Spock have to be kind of a dick about it? Why didn't he just say, "Hey, you know what? Drop the ship, and he won't catch it"? And so, he's thinking two-dimensionally. Like, what if Kirk didn't think of, "Oh yeah," and Spock could go. So what I mean to say is that if you move the ship vertically, you see what I'm saying there, Kirk?
This Kirk.
It was for
this
Kirk
Kirk actually grew up and went through the ranks of Starfleet.
Yeah,
so
no.
he
Kirk
knows.
never did that. You didn't know that, Kirk?
He didn't go from Cadet Kirk to Captain Kirk in 5 minutes.
Nah, you don't know what you're talking about.
You must be right. You must be right.
Enterprise is about to penetrate from behind. Chekhov's whipping out his handle.
We have to go back to the scene with Saavik in a robe before I can whip out my handle.
And now the Enterprise ejaculates a torpedo. Right in the nebula.
You know, that is an accurate statement, Anti-Tracker. I don't know if you've been through English classes and stuff like that, but yeah, you're correct. Thank you, Eastland Burkholder. We like having fun watching movies, too.
Springtime, says the Professor Brainy Specs. Sadly, Berto Prey's 5's mission with Gay Fonz and his biker gang in 1956 failed Life with Matthew, still made an X-rated version of Transformers in 2010.
What?
I think there's at least 2 typos in that.
Maybe. I love this scene. I absolutely love it. Ricardo Montalban just performs this perfectly.
And you know, for the day, that hand makeup and everything, that was really graphic for a PG movie.
Yeah, no doubt.
Was it?
Oh yeah. I mean, back in 1982, you didn't see gore like that in a PG movie.
I really did. I have a tendency not to pay too much attention to the gore in sci-fi movies, with the exception of the Alien movies. But I guess you're right though. Looking at it, it is kind of fucked up.
Yeah, you look at his
legit scared as a kid.
Yeah,
every
freaked
time
me out.
McCoy would not come into that body hanging in the space station.
There's the hand here, and Khan's face is jacked up. The body on the space station, the ear slugs. There's a lot of gore in this film.
Oh, the ear slugs. Yeah, used to give me nightmares.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I saw this, when McCoy bumped into the body, yeah, that scared the hell out of me. because he jumped. That made me jump. But this, the way he was burned and the mangled hand, I guess it's kind of expected. He was in a ship that just got blowed up, so.
Could we beam aboard and vaporize it, maybe? Could we beam aboard and, come on, you can't tell me there's no way to stop it.
Well, there are weapons in the arsenal that if you shoot them, they actually explode.
Right, but the Genesis effect is not just a simple weapon explosion. Because
true, I don't know really how the
it would be like
subspace waves that create the effect. So
it's like
I'm not sure.
You think about nukes, right? As funny as Armageddon is, if you shoot a nuke with a gun, nothing is going to happen.
It will not go off. Yeah, right. Exactly. It is so almost nearly impossible to get a nuke to go off.
Right. So I don't believe that whole thing for a second. How about you beam away half of it? Would it still work?
They should be able just to beam the device into space.
Well, yeah, but then you wouldn't have this dramatic ending, would you?
Yeah.
I like the fact that McCoy actually fell for that. Yeah, you're right. I can't go in there. I'll die. How's Mr. Scott doing? And McCoy's like, well,
let me look. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Scotty suddenly miraculously recovered from radiation.
Just jumped right up.
Well, he was being treated by the best doctor in Starfleet. So
I understand, but it would have been interesting if they just picked someone else.
The real question is,
or has Scotty be a little more groggy when he did it?
By the way, how'd you like to be the guy whose entire part in this movie is put your face in William Shatner's crotch? Because that's coming in a minute here.
There's a debate in the chat right now about who is our token for telling us to all shut up on the panel.
Who's the token for telling us to shut up? Well, that would be, Mr. Lundell. But
no, it's just that I don't question the movie as much as you Trek experts do.
So what he's saying is he doesn't believe in critical thinking.
No, it's a damn movie. Okay, they're telling a story.
Yeah, don't question things. Just take it for whatever they tell you.
Yeah, just enjoy what you see.
Right.
And
never question anything.
If I get a chance to make a Trek movie, I would make changes. I would make it consistent.
Here it is. Here it is. We got to listen to this speech.
And look at that face. I mean, he is just jacked up.
Straight out of Moby Dick.
He does make a great Ahab.
Yeah.
He really does.
He should have been tied to a whale stabbing it, though.
Well, actually, I watched a really interesting analysis of this film. And it's like, even though everybody says Khan is Ahab, he's really not. He is Lucifer from Paradise Lost. And Kirk is God. But and so Khan is trying to rise from hell, SETI Alpha 5, and seek vengeance against God, and ultimately he fails. But so the story arc is actually Paradise Lost, but Khan sees himself as Ahab, which is why he's always quoting it.
That is
Speaking
deep.
of Lucifer,
I'm not sure that the writer went that deep.
Yeah,
actually, I know you used to watch it, AT. The next season is on Netflix.
What's that? What?
Lucifer.
Oh, okay. But yeah, if you actually look in the early part of the movie when they're in the cargo containers, Paradise Lost is in the container, right next to Moby Dick. And so I actually do think they were thinking of that.
Okay.
And they actually
painting in Spock's room.
Well, that's in Star Trek
6, but yeah.
But in Space Seed,
it's Melville.
Khan quotes it.
He quotes Melville.
Kirk actually quotes Paradise Lost. Khan says, "Have you ever read Melville?"
Yeah.
And Kirk then quotes Lucifer as he's thrown into the pit.
Oh, okay.
All right, right here.
Wow.
Here comes the guy whose job is to put his face in William Shatner's crotch. Are you ready? That's what his name should be in the credits. Here it comes. There you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, get in there. There, just bury yourself in there. Yeah.
He's not in his crotch. He's in his chest.
Stay under the camera, son. Stay under the camera, son.
As he puts his hand on his neck there. Yeah, that was good.
You are double entendreing all over this movie.
You laughing at the
Hello, LD.
You're laughing at the guy, but he got paid. So
Hello, LDG.
But yeah, I mean, I love the fact that so Space Seed, which is the setup for this, is basically God condemning Lucifer to hell, which was what Khan was saying. Khan and Kirk were kind of saying through the Melville exchange. And then in this, we have Lucifer rising out of hell to try and seek his revenge, and ultimately being cast down again.
one of the most powerful scenes in Trekdom, right here.
Which, of course, makes Spock a Christ image because Kirk represents God. Spock would be the Christ who sacrifices himself for salvation.
And then in the next movie, rises again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm pretty sure you're projecting on these movies.
Yeah, he is.
No, as far as I don't think it was intended as far as Star Trek 3. But it's absolutely what this movie was built around. And if you look at some of the interviews with Nicholas Meyer and some of the people behind this movie, and you look at some of the visual imagery in this film, it's pretty obvious. Not to mention, hey, it's the freaking Genesis device.
Well, I mean, yeah, fair enough. Okay.
All right, so there's a lot of stuff in this to kind of indicate exactly what it is. It's just you got to put all the pieces together. But what they did was they put a Moby Dick coating on top because Moby Dick is compelling, it's interesting, but it's also if you don't look for the deep stuff, it's kind of a misleading analogy.
Anti-Trekker, you are a master debater.
Yeah.
Thank you. That is true.
And you can probably add to that, Moby Dick is probably more known than Paradise Lost.
Sure. Most people have no idea about Paradise Lost. But I love the deep cut that Paradise Lost was mentioned in Space Seed.
Wait, who hasn't heard of Paradise Lost?
Well, a lot of people have heard of it but don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
It is actually a very difficult read.
I'm much more familiar with Moby Dick.
Well, Moby Dick is a difficult read too.
Right. Well, there are whole chapters on whale sperm. It's
exactly.
Like really
it's just wow. Like the first half of the book is all about fish.
Yeah. And I'm so pissed that they cut out Scotty playing the bagpipes in Star Trek 3.
Do whales eat people like in Moby Dick?
Only
that's a quote from Star Trek 4.
Yes, from Star Trek 4, but that was specifically talking about humpback whales, which don't. But some whales have been known to eat the occasional person, like sperm whales and orca and stuff like that.
Look how beautiful she is.
Orca, aka the killer
occasional blue whale.
Yeah. Did you see her hair?
You're back on Kirstie Alley, huh?
Bird's busy penetrating Mutara's Nebula again.
Bird's going to take a 3-minute break.
It's just like, I think it's interesting that a theme of this movie is Kirk turning 50, and it's a painfully obvious theme, even though it's never stated in the movie.
Yeah, but it's interesting during his speech. It's a lovely speech and all, but he says Spock's soul was the most human. Would Spock consider that an insult?
He would.
Yeah, so he technically insulted his best friend by saying that.
Yeah, he should be saying, actually, that would be half human. Yeah. So if anything, you should say, well, his was more human than any other Vulcan.
Yeah, something like that.
but not as much as any real human. I mean, come on. He's only
Yeah,
human.
but did you see when he was giving the speech, he was actually emoting, right?
Yeah.
You don't get
a lot
that in
of
movies
people-
these days.
A lot of people underestimate William Shatner's acting ability. He's actually really good. He's just known for hamming it up, but he also knows how to do subtle.
Yeah, but we love Shatner for hamming it up sometimes. It's like you just need some good ham Shatner sometimes. Hammy Shatner.
Like this scene here with his son is actually really good performance by William Shatner.
Ervik Sonder accidentally deleted Springtime and then Time Springtime out.
Accidentally?
I don't know if it was an
There's
accident.
a lot of accidental bannings going on today.
Yeah, like, dude.
Springtime had a really good comment, though.
Yeah, Springtime, if you're still here.
Funny. It was just funny.
Springtime, that was a mistake. Springtime says, everyone remember that the secret movie stream is Tuesday at 3 a.m. Bird time next week. A film about male firefighters and a long night at the firehouse without any women. Without any women, can they survive?
Like, that's funny. Why block that? There's a lot of other things you could be blocking.
So Wesley's here. Did I miss the movie? Wesley, first you missed 2 movies on my stream last night. Then you come here and miss a movie here. You're not doing good, buddy.
Well, to be fair, this is a good movie.
You're fired. Hey, the movies we watched last night were actually pretty good.
Yeah, they were. Like, you had 0 Hour and you had Airplane.
Right.
Oh, you had Airplane last night? Jeez,
watched-
I wish I had seen that.
We watched Airplane and 0 Hour intercut with each other. And if you've not seen 0 Hour, it is Airplane but serious. It's the exact same movie. Main character's named Ted Stryker, getting on a plane, contaminated fish wipes out the crew. The whole plot is exactly the same. Even the way the 2 planes land is identical.
But I can't watch 0 Hour because of Airplane. When I was a kid, I loved 0 Hour. And then Airplane, and then I tried to watch 0 Hour after I'd seen Airplane. I can't because, like,
I got to tell you,
it's
I got a whole
scene
new
for scene,
appreciation.
but it's comedic.
Yeah, they are the same movie. It's just that Airplane adds the jokes, right? And so, if you were to
further than Airplane.
And some of the stuff absolutely shocked me. Like the one girl freaking out and the stewardess slapping her, and then the passenger pulling the stewardess off and slapping her is in 0 Hour.
Yeah,
but it's played seriously.
Holy crap! I need to watch 0 Hour.
It's
like I was shocked as well watching it. I'm like, holy crap! They actually do that in the actual movie.
Yeah. So CCTV, don't keep an eye on my channel this week. I'm going to post a few clips from both movies this week to kind of show everybody just how similar these films are.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it's amazing how much of these films is identical.
Yeah.
And so what we did was like the dialogue. There's some scenes where the entire scenes are identical. Like every line of dialogue, every movement they make. Like you remember Kareem Abdul passes out?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's an interesting fact. The co-pilot in 0 Hour, guy named Crazy Legs, was an NFL star back in the day. So they replaced him with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But
that's fantastic.
And when he passes out, they pull him out of the chair, and the scenes look identical, except he's obviously not wearing his football uniform.
Right, he's not wearing his football uniform.
Well, they say he was actually about to go to a game that night, so that's why he was wearing his equipment.
Oh, it was such a funny joke in the movie, though. It really was.
My favorite Kareem, though, is like when the kid's like, "Yeah, my dad says you don't even try except the playoffs." He's like, "The hell I don't." Listen, kid, I'm out there busting my buns every night.
You drag Walter and O'Neill up and down the court for 90 minutes.
But I'll tell you, Mr. Lindell, because I had not seen 0 Hour. In fact, I had not even heard of 0 Hour until about a week ago. And so watching it, I got a new appreciation for how clever Airplane really was. But also, I really liked 0 Hour. It's a good movie.
Yeah. It's that one, and there's like another one. It's like they were movies to promote how safe and professional air flight was.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
Hey, aren't there supposed to be rocks floating above that sarcophagus right there?
No, the wrong franchise.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this one actually lets you think he's dead at the end of the movie.
Oh, they're not going to use triple blood to revive him?
No.
They don't show the open casket.
Yeah. Yeah, like if this movie were made today, the last thing you would hear would be that kid screaming in the back, off in the distance.
You'd hear,
Yeah.
It's okay, Aravic Sandra. I made Springtime a mod, so he can't be accidentally banned again.
Why don't you take away Aravek's mod status so Springtime can get some revenge? I'm just saying, he
An
might
eye for
accidentally.
an eye leaves everyone blind.
Except for the last guy. He still has an eye.
So that was, it's always good to rewatch Wrath of Khan. Yeah,
It is one of those movies that, well, yeah, this movie will never get old.
yeah. Even when you rag on it, it's still enjoyable. Like, I rag on a lot of movies I like.
So that was it. Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, the director's cut.
Yes.
That answered every question I've ever had about Star Trek.
Arguably the best,
Including
Star
whether
Trek
or not
movie
Kirk would
ever
take a
made.
BJ from a man.
Indy Tiger says,
Questions you didn't even know you had.
Indy Tiger missed the lens flare.
There are still people looking to buy the mirrors that were in this movie.
Yes, and don't forget also the what we learned, that there's apparently a mysterious part of the female anatomy that can enjoys penetration at inappropriate times.
And the Random Menace with a €2 super chat says, "Thank you, that was great, even on the phone." You are welcome, Random Menace. So don't thank me. Thank Paramount Pictures. Martin Devon says, "WTF anti-trigger? What did I miss?" You've been here, Martin Devon.
You know what we were talking about the entire time.
We also learned that Bird kind of.
Did I not say euros? I thought I said euros. €2 super chat.
And now for Andrew Trekker's favorite movie, First Contact.
So, yeah.
The right quip for the right time, right, Jedi Bill?
We'll watch First Contact one of these times. I'm all right with that. I'll rip it to shreds. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, so this was a big panel, and I know some people are saying it was too much talking. Other days there's too little talking. But as I always say, if you're in YouTube, you can always lower the YouTube volume or mute it.
Or we can all chip in and get a muzzle for anti-tracker.
If you're in the panel and you think it's too loud, you can always leave the panel, not to be rude, but nobody forces you to be on the panel.
Well, that's what makes it fun.
I'm liking the muzzle idea a lot better.
Honestly, if you're gonna watch a movie with a bunch of friends, you shouldn't be expecting everybody to shut up and just watch the movie.
Right. I mean, a movie like this, I assume we've seen more than once.
Yeah, 100,000 times between us.
So, if I was watching a movie for the very first time, you're right. I probably wouldn't have a big panel, and if I did, I would mute it. Springtime says, Bird of Prey, you really shouldn't let Anti-Tracker pick the next movie unless you want YouTube to ban your channel. I wasn't going to have Anti-Tracker pick the new channel.
Thank God.
Movie.
All you got to do if you want Bird of Prey 5 banned from YouTube is check out Bird of Prey's screening room when he's not streaming. We've already established that. It switches between live feeds of the Caroga mines and live feeds of Bird's Shemale harem. And so
you are welcome as well, DD Myers. But again, it's no thanks needed to me.
I still want to know how Bird imported the shemales from Bangkok. I'm curious. No, just curious. That's all.
And LDG puts in a link to his late night talk show tonight. What would you do if gender swapped?
What?
Yeah, that starts at after midnight sometime.
Well, I know what I won't be doing after midnight Eastern time.
So thank you all for coming. Next week, I believe we will get back to the movie that would have been last week, Inner Space.
Oh, what? Not First Contact?
Very good.
I like Inner Space.
Not First.
I like Inner Space.
You like it or you don't
movie
like
despite Martin Short.
And then we'll figure out the next movie from there.
Second movie of Jurassic Park, The Lost World.
It's a possibility.
First Contact.
Not the Lost
How could you
World.
not do First Contact?
No,
we've done First Contact.
Super Mario Brothers. You need
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. We can all agree Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That should be it.
It's certainly not going to be Crystal Skull.
How about Crystal First Contact?
Oh, geez.
Martin Duvall.
That's First Contact.
I don't think any of us could do Last Jedi. I don't think any of us could sit through that movie again.
No.
Once
First off, the movie's got to be at least 10 years old for qualifying for Sinema Saturday.
Well, The Last Jedi makes you feel 10 years older after watching it, so does it.
Might I suggest Road Warrior?
Oh yeah, if you that Bird would love that because I mean it's basically gay porn with cars.
Oh, jeez.
I think you need to call Uncle Paulie, Bird.
Yeah, Uncle Paulie's gonna have to make.
I ain't scared of Uncle Paulie. I don't sweat him.
Yeah, he'll sweat you though.
Yeah, whatever.
Uncle Paulie knew where Murfreesboro was. Says he drives through it all the time.
Yeah, well, better not drive too close to here.
No, Roadhouse would be a good one.
Something bad might happen.
Look for the block that's got the 5 flags, including a Trump flag.
Good luck in Tennessee. That's every other block, dude.
Half Confederate, half American flag.
I've seen 3 houses with that.
And the bird feeder, 2 bird feeders.
Bird feeders all over the place because there's a ton of birds.
Eat birds.
What?
Yeah, that's where. Yeah. Every
It's
now
a
and then,
birdie bird
it's hilarious when you see, birds. You think he's stuck in this bed, but every now and then he just flaps in on these arms and lands on the feeder, grabs a few seeds, and then flaps his arms and takes off. It's the weirdest thing, man. When you
I wish I could. Nobody wants solar babies, Eastland Burkholder.
No, solar babies. There you go. That's a bird of prey level film.
The Random Menace
Solar
is every
babies are
movie.
$100.
Every movie without Will Ferrell is a good movie.
Hey, you know what? You should watch Bird Feeders.
That sounds like a horror movie.
No, it's not.
It's an alien invasion film.
Yeah, it sounds like
We had
a
about
scary
enough
movie.
of that last time.
Wait, didn't you watch Feeders not that long ago?
Yeah, just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So you might like it.
The South Park movie would be awesome, says Martin.
And by the way, Matthew confirmed it was filmed in Caroga.
I doubt that he could make that confirmation.
How about we do Bullfinger?
Bullfinger?
Yeah,
I
Steve Martin.
hated that movie.
Oh,
Bowfinger. Bowfinger.
Chubby Rain. Eddie Murphy. Steve Martin.
I mean, I know the
The
name.
aliens come down in the raindrops, which create them into chubby rain.
Okay.
It's fun. It's a funny movie.
It's not on the short list. I'll tell you that much.
Top 500?
I guess
Maybe.
I'll have to do it.
Yeah, that'd probably be better.
How about 3 Men and a Little Lady?
So we'd have to do 3 Men and a Baby first.
No, you just
And then
skip
we
to the
could
sequel.
No, then we could watch for the ghost in the movie.
Ah, yes, the ghost.
It's scary when you see it. Freaks me the hell out. I still don't understand what the hell it is.
Everything freaks you out.
The Truth Apocalypse says 3 Amigos. That's a good choice.
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
I still think Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is the obvious.
We've done Crystal Skull.
No.
How about Life of Brian? Always look on the bright side of life.
Your channel.
Yeah, you do it on your channel. I'm not a Monty Python fan.
I like Monty Python, but I don't like that one.
Multiplicity?
It's not bad, but
Yeah. The problem with doing funny movies is if we talk over them, we miss all the jokes.
The problem with funny movies is that half the people never think it's funny.
True.
Also true, yeah.
Howard the Duck.
That's a problem.
That's what Springtime suggests. Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck I would put above a lot of the others.
Really?
I haven't seen Howard the
Only
Duck
because
in
I
a
haven't seen Howard the
very
Duck in
long
like 30
time.
years.
Father
Ion says it was a cardboard cutout they left on the set. I don't know. It's a very spooky cardboard cutout.
Oh yeah, it's obvious. I'm looking at it now. You're talking about the ghost?
The ghost.
Yeah. You can
What
tell
about?
You can tell it's a cardboard cutout. Come on, Bird. You really that freaks you
Well,
out?
the last time I saw it, it was off a VHS tape. Okay, I'm sure now in 4K Blu-ray.
This is not 4K.
Maybe you can
this
see
is,
what it
this
is.
on YouTube at like 360p. It's like you can barely make it out, but you can tell it's just a 2-dimensional image. And I'm trying. It looks familiar too. I'm trying to place that.
If Bird could walk, he'd see his own shadow and get scared of it.
That is true.
Wow.
And every year we would determine whether or not there was 6 more weeks of winter.
And then we should be watching Groundhog's Day then.
We'll watch Groundhog's Day on actual Groundhog's Day.
I thought we did Groundhog Day already. Maybe not. Have to wait till it actually, happens on Groundhog Day.
How about if we watch the original Blade?
Have you done Frequency?
Oh yeah, The Last Starfighter. Good
I'm
choice,
pretty
Jedi
sure
Bill.
we did Frequency.
Oh, okay.
Because that was one of my favorite movies.
Tommy Lee Jones, Volcano.
Oh, Volcano sucked.
I hated that movie.
Volcano or Dante's Peak, either one.
Dante's Peak is better, much better.
Slightly
Volcanoes-
better.
Like crap.
Volcano sucked.
They're both quite horrible, but Dante's
I was gonna
Peak is
say-
just a little less horrible.
Either one, they have to be riffed on. You can't
So
just
which one
you
has
can't
the
just
lava
watch
going
it.
through the subway?
That's Volcano.
That's Volcano.
Yeah, it's
We can
pretty
watch
bad.
the original Iron
So-
Man. Like, we can watch the 2008 Iron Man, the movie that kicked off the MCU, because it is over 10 years old.
Yeah, you could.
We
Oh,
can
that
watch
is true. Yeah.
We
Bird.
can technically watch the first phase of Marvel movies.
So check your Skype. There's 2 pictures. Those are from Tom Selleck showing what the ghost was.
A cardboard cutout.
That's not.
Yeah, there's a curtain in front of it, so that's why it looks kind of obscured. In the
One makes it looks like a kid. It's not
because
the same.
it's short. Because it's just a cardboard cutout. It's not a full. Look at the Ted Danson and the angle of it, and it's a distance off in the other picture, so it just looks like it's.
I
Small.
don't know. It looks like. I think that's just something they photoshopped up.
Yeah. Yeah. Before there was such a thing as Photoshop, they photoshopped it.
Hey, Bert, that's an interesting thing to do. Is near the end of the year we do the phase 1 of Marvel, because we do the last few movies at the end of the year, and by 2022, boom, the Avengers becomes 10 years old.
But is Avengers really worth rewatching at this point?
Yes.
The first Avengers, yes.
Absolutely, it is. In fact, I think the entire MCU is pretty much worth rewatching.
Up until
Clint Eastwood, Every Which Way But Loose.
I'm proud to say I have never seen an MCU film and never intend to.
Why are you proud to say it?
Because I don't give a shit about.
Proud to say that I've never shoved an artichoke up my butt.
They're not worth.
I would be proud to say that, I guess.
Really? Are you proud of that? Because it's not really much of an accomplishment. It's not an accomplishment to have not done something.
Subpar comic book style movies.
It's an accomplishment to
not-
say I never took.
You can't hold on. You cannot call it a subpar movie if you've never seen it.
I've heard enough about it.
No.
I'm
That's
not impressed.
BS. That's total hearsay. You have not seen it, so don't call it a subpar movie unless you've seen it. And even then, I'm sorry. Anybody who wants to call it a subpar comic book movie is full of crap. They're just hating on it because it's Disney and they want to hate Disney.
They're subpar movies, but for comic book movies, they're pretty.
You want to look at subpar movies? Look at freaking stuff produced in the '90s.
If you want,
Are you going to give us an example?
2010 and beyond is subpar.
What,
2015 to now is you're better off jumping off a cliff.
I disagree completely.
2012 was a subpar movie.
No, he's talking about the MCU films based on year, right?
Oh.
No, I'm talking about all movies. It's made after 2015.
No, I disagree.
You
I
might as
don't
well
think-
not watch it.
Oh, that's not the case.
Look, after 2015, you had Civil War, excellent film. Doctor Strange, excellent film. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, not bad, not their best. Spider-Man Homecoming, pretty solid. Thor Ragnarok, best Hulk movie ever. Black Panther, solid movie. Hey, I'm not kidding. Thor Ragnarok is the ultimate Hulk movie. Yes, it has Thor as the main character, but Hulk is best in that movie. Then you got Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Endgame, and Far From Home. Of those, Captain Marvel was weak for the MCU, but still not a horrifically bad film.
Doctor Strange is good if you're on acid.
Doctor Strange is just good.
Well,
I'm sorry, you don't need to be on acid for it.
I like Doctor Strange.
Yeah, good movie, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I guess so. With Strange, but
I do think that Infinity War is one of the best MCU movies ever made.
I think Infinity War. Unfortunately, I wanted Endgame to be the best of the MCU, but Infinity War was really the best.
Yeah, although Endgame was not anticlimactic.
Oh no, Endgame stuck the landing for sure. That final battle was epic, beyond epic. But it had a couple of, like, the cringeworthy girl power moment kind of took you out of it for a second. And it felt like, and I get it, they had to do it this way because they had to take a little bit of time to build up to what they were going to do. But I think Infinity War, the fact that it was a movie centered on Thanos instead of, that was the way to bring them all together.
The Truth Apocalypse says, "Oh no, I'm agreeing with AT."
That's a scary thing to do. Yeah.
But it happens. It happens. I'm sorry. That's what happens when you talk to me. Sometimes you agree with me.
I have to occasionally.
Yeah, it was felt dirty after we agreed about.
I love the fact
this morning.
Yeah, I love the fact that you were going off on me on my stream and all ready to just go launch into me, and then you were like having to agree with me. I didn't love that. That was like one of my favorite streaming moments ever, Bird. Thank you for that.
Son of a bitch.
Well, I'm definitely going to be streaming or be doing a watch party for Black Widow when it comes out.
When is it coming out?
July 9th.
I would be careful streaming movies that new.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, they could end up trying to shut down your channel for doing that.
I do what we do here is I don't even show clips of it. I just have.
I know, but I'm saying, like, I would not be surprised if they saw, hey, Black Widow watch party, and they might hunt you down. So I would just be very careful about that.
Bear in mind, this is not human interface anymore. It's just bots that are doing all the policing. And certain words,
Right.
Well, I did.
Even though that it may be completely legal to do, that won't stop them from filing a copyright claim.
All right.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, but a copyright claim just
nothing happened.
Well, the thing is that there's a difference between if they file a copyright claim or they complain that you're violating terms of service, and that could actually get your channel taken down.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm saying, like, I get copyright, content match IDs every movie night with Matthew, but I'm not showing brand new movies. And
I got a copyright claim on the national anthem the last time I did when I did the Veterans Day stream. I got a freaking claim on the national anthem. I was like, "Are you serious? Really?"
Well, yeah, like when we watched Airplane, a movie from 1980, and it'll come up with a content ID match for just showing still images and talking about it. But if you're showing a movie that came out this year, they will knock you down.
I've done it a few times.
Admiral,
I'm just saying, be careful, man.
Yeah, I'm always
Admiral Doom got a content claim for Static.
Yep.
Yeah,
Static.
That was funny.
Richie,
I remember I got a content claim for playing. What was that game? Jackbox. That pissed me off.
Yeah, there was that few weeks that some big channel had and they auto copyrights everything they do. and they play Jackbox, so they own the copyright to Jackbox.
No, they don't.
I know they don't, but they thought
But
they
the
did.
bot system thought they
The
did.
bot thought they did.
Yeah.
Richie Bulls is Bird of Prey. Let's watch Crystal Skull next week. You tell me how it turns out, Richie.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull right here on Bird of Prey 5's channel.
No, I already watched Kingdom of Crystal Skull last year. I have no plans to rewatch it.
Apparently, you have to watch it every week. Maybe you should put it in your screening room for when you're not watching She-Mail.
well, the problem is he likes to have the She-Mail action up there. So,
You could kick a bird.
I could, but we're coming to the end here. So I'm going to go through, give everybody a chance to say something before we go. So let's start with Resolute Germ.
Thanks for having me, Bird, and hope everyone can join me tomorrow at 4:30 Pacific time for an episode of The Orville.
7:30 Eastern. Cool. What do you know what episode you're up to?
Season 2, episode 7, Deflectors.
Deflectors, cool. Commodore Ty, how
Hello.
are you on your way to 300?
I'm at 239 right now, so slowly but surely. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. I got many reviews, doing a few watch parties, and definitely come by and check it out. And also double check if you have subscribed to me in the past to see if you're still subscribed, because YouTube, being YouTube, has been removing subscribers from me.
Yeah, that happened to me.
Yeah,
Holy cow! I had to resubscribe to Commodore Ty.
Yeah, so definitely double check, but keep an eye out for my reviews coming out this week. I got they're going to be ones where I lose my temper a lot on the various stuff I've been watching.
Nah, it's not good
Well,
for your blood pressure.
Yeah, it's just increased my alcohol consumption.
Qapla, executive producer Sal Leibowitz.
Practice.
How do you think I
So
got
you
to
get to Carnegie Hall.
Captain Trek.
Yes, sir. I will be doing morning brew tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Central.
7 a.m. Eastern. And once again, for those who did not see this morning's stream, you're missing some good YouTube. Quite a few people had to take a break because they were laughing so hard. They were like, literally, they had to take a break because their sides hurt from laughing too hard.
I sometimes have to leave the stream because I'm laughing so much. It just starts giving me a headache, and I have to go away from the screen.
Yeah. Anti-Tracker, are you still on YouTube, or what's your deal?
Yeah, shut up, you. So, obviously, well, first of all, as far as this coming week, I want to let everybody know. So I am having a procedure done on Tuesday where they're doing a lumbar puncture. I will be out of commission for at least 24 hours after that. So on Monday night, I'm doing the virtual pub on Matthew's channel as usual. But then after that, I'm going to probably be silent for a couple of days. I may pre-schedule a couple little videos like with the whole airplane and 0 hour thing to go up. But I won't be doing any live streams until at least Wednesday or Thursday. But Friday night will be Jeopardy. And then a week from Friday, we'll be doing another movie with Matthew. And so, yeah, just can't wait to get my spine punctured.
And you may not be on YouTube, but you won't be silent.
Are they?
The agony will be.
Oh yeah. I won't be streaming, but
Life with Matthew updated.
Yeah. So just like before, Mrs. Anti-Tracker will be making sure that Matthew is well aware of what's going on. So if there's any problems or complications, Life with Matthew will know. I'm sure Matthew will reach out to others to make sure that if anything's going on that you need to know about, you'll know about it. So,
are they still looking for MS on you?
Yeah, at this point, it sounds like the most likely culprit is, and you probably know more about this than most people around here, CC, because obviously your situation, but that they're looking at PPMS.
Oh, that's the type I have. That's really bad. I hope you don't have that.
Yeah, I know, because that unfortunately doesn't come and go. It just kind of
keeps coming. Yeah. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, but they're doing some testing still, and you know how doctors are. They're not going to tell you anything till they're 100% certain.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we're praying for you, man. Well, I'm praying for you anyway.
I hope they don't have to turn your spinal tap up to 11.
I thought you were hoping for that, Bird.
No,
oh my God, that was a good one, Bird. That was a
10
good
and a
one.
half will be plenty.
Oh, okay.
Jedi Bill 797.
You can find me here on the Tube of Yube, where I do the Insomniac Soup Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights. And I'm also on Twitch, where I will just acquired a new Xbox, and I will be doing some gaming on Twitch. And you can find me at Twitter at ZombieBasher997.
Are you Jedi Bill 797 on Twitch
797.
as well?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Cool. Mr. CCDB.
Well, I am coming back to YouTube with a bang, I can tell you that.
Rumor is you're back in your old home.
I am back home, yes. My mountain home, and it's cold right now. I love it so much.
I'm jealous, man. I tell you, I've just been... Everything feels hot lately. But
yeah, Captain Trek, is this volume better? I moved my microphone away from my mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, right on. I reconfigured my microphone and my sound settings. So when I moved back into my home, it's so nice being home. Anyway, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Pacific time, I'm doing a script reading with the script doctors. We're doing the 6th Doctor Who, Colin Baker, and it's the episode is Time Lash, and we're doing that tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Pacific time.
Cool.
I'm playing 2 characters, so I'm going to try and modulate my voice on that. See how that goes. And then Monday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific time, I'm doing the 2nd annual Memorial Day stream. And if you guys remember, that's the first time that the Admiral went live. So amazing that I was able to get him to come up on the panel. And we made fun of each other the whole time because he was Navy, I was Army, so we got to make fun of each other the whole time. Anyway, I've got a bunch of veterans lined up to be on the show, and we're going to talk about absent companions. I'll probably do a couple of songs, old-timey songs that are not copyrighted, but I'll still get copyright strikes. Yeah.
And what time is that going to be?
10 a.m. Pacific.
10 a.m. Pacific. Okay, cool. So 1 Eastern.
What?
1 Eastern. 1 p.m. Eastern.
1 p.m. Eastern time, yeah.
I have to translate, times to what my times are, so I know, what's going on.
Because you're a narcissist, yeah, I know.
Anything else, Mr. CCD?
No, I'm going to start recording my memoirs again, but I'm just not sure when. And my next cooking video is going to be a gluten-free, dairy-free meal. So if those of you with food allergies want to see a cooking video, how to make good food without dairy or gluten, just, watch the video.
Where's the fun in that?
Are you just going to fry up bacon?
That's like, hey, if anybody wants to watch porn without the sex.
I know how to cook it. I know how to make it taste good, but I wouldn't want to eat that way my whole entire life. I feel sorry for those who are allergic to those ingredients. I really am.
Richie Poole says, we know how much you love time zones and daylight saving time. Yeah, Richie.
Almost as much as he likes UPS.
Good one.
That was a great video. That was.
I ragged on UPS more on this last Bed Life.
Yep, on Friday he was on. Let me.
It was part 2. It was a short part. Anyway, Mr. Londell, what do you got going on?
Oh, just the same old. A groovy movie on Sunday. I gotta pick it out. So, and then I gotta make up for next week. Do the same thing. But now, what I'm doing now is Friday night. Fridays I usually run 3 movies. Saturday is 2, and so I can get a chance to kind of intermingle with my channel members.
Is your movie still playing right now? Because you started a movie about an hour ago.
Yeah, I was back and forth. So it's ended maybe about 10 minutes ago. And I got to figure out what am I going to do Sunday and for Memorial Day. I have a good idea for Memorial Day. I'm thinking Gung Ho.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's
a good one.
But they're Marines, though. I was in the Army. I got to find an Army movie.
Is Bridge Over the River Kwai too new?
Too British.
Yeah. Way too British. And I could kick Alec Guinness's ass for what he did in that movie. So
Alec Guinness drank the Kool-Aid in that movie.
I know.
No, don't beat up my Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Professor Brainy Specs. Your birthday is coming up.
Yes,
soon.
you are correct. It is coming up very soon. But want to thank you for having the movie today. Appreciate it very much. Enjoyed it. And we do have a special, summer special for A Question of Trek today. And now, I'm trying to verify the time. We usually go live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. However, it's currently listed as 6. So I'm trying to get a hold of Conti to verify that, but it should be 6:30 Eastern. Also, we have a live stream this Monday for History with R&R at noon Eastern, right before Mr. CCDV's live stream. So if you can make that, would appreciate that. We also have a new radio play coming out soon. We got the script and we're recording the lines and putting it together. So you should expect that soon. And it's been a long time since we've had one, so this is kind of exciting. I missed them, but look for that very shortly.
Very cool. Very cool. So I want to thank you guys all for being on the panel. Thank everybody in the chat and who connected and whatever for watching. I think this was one of our best Sinema Saturdays in a long time. We just can't beat these original Trek movies.
Well, thanks for having us, Bird.
Yeah, thank you, Bird.
You are welcome.
Good times, Bird of Prey 5. And give my love to the entire Bird of Prey family.
I will. Qapla.
Qapla.
So thank you guys. Thank you. Richie Poole, Truth Apocalypse, executive producer Salt Leibowitz, Eastland Burkholder, Indie Tiger, Pflugerville, and everyone else. Qapla all, Bird and Panel out. But wait, there's more. The video might be over, but there's more fun to be had. First, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have clicked that bell icon to get notifications of new videos in your YouTube feed. Share this video on social media to help this channel fight the algorithm that favors big media. Also check out www.birdopray5.com for links to my other channels, various social media accounts, merch store, Dear Bop, affiliate links, and all your Bird O' Prey 5 needs. At the main Bird O' Prey 5 YouTube channel, you can find all sorts of live streams and unlisted videos, YouTube membership options, and a community section with polls and updates on the channel. On the secondary channel, Bird O' Prey 5X, you can find overflow content that doesn't always make the main channel. Subscribe to both channels, please. Thanks for watching. Remember, I stream almost every day. This is Bird O' Prey 5 saying goodbye, world. Until next time. P.S. Hail Sassy, hail Charlie, and of course, hail Caroga. And anyone still here, Admiral Saval is about to go live, so check him out.